Sometimes you need to get knocked down before you can really figure out what your fight is and how you need to fight it. Sometimes you need to feel the pain and sting of defeat to activate the real passion and purpose that God predestined inside of you. God says in Jeremiah, I know the plans I have for you. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Hear me well on this day. This day when you have reached the hilltop and you are deciding on next jobs, next steps, careers, further education. You would rather find purpose than a job or a career. Purpose crosses disciplines. Purpose is an essential element of you. It is the reason you are on the planet at this particular time in history. Your very existence is wrapped up in the things you are here to fulfill. Whatever you choose for a career path, remember the struggles along the way are only meant to shape you for your purpose. When God has something for you, it doesn't matter who stands against it. If it's meant for you, God will move someone that's holding you back away from a door and put someone there who will open it for you. I don't know what your future is, but if you're willing to take the harder way, the more complicated one, the one with more failures at first than successes, the one that has ultimately proven to have more meaning, more victory, more glory, then you will not regret it. Press on with pride and press on with purpose and appreciate what God has brought you through.
Our partners at BetOnline continue to be the #1 source for all your betting needs and sports info. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your man, Lloyd Spence, and find all of the latest odds, news, and sports developments, including NBA Summer League, Major League Baseball, and the latest fighting news, and even next season's early NFL futures, all at betonline.ag. Here's what you got to do. Head to the website and use your mobile device to sign up today to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Just use our promo code BELIEVE to get the bonus to get into the action. Bet online, where the game starts. Tell them.
Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Yeah.
Can I make you groove now? Yes, I can. So you can get this groove in the back of a can. You can make it round the world and it holds in your hand. Popcorn World. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. I said popcorn make you smile. Ah. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. It's a popcorn world. It's a popcorn world.
What's that saying? Breaking down the rumor and smelling out. Speaking for the people who must go around. Taking truth to power with a whisper and a shout. We're talking noise. Oh yeah, talking noise. Hey yeah, say it again, say it. We're talking noise. Yeah, talking noise. Really don't have to fool around. Never noise keeps us lined up. When truth divine, the sound that you hear is a sign of success. We're talking noise. Oh yeah, talking noise. Yeah, picking up all the sound. We're talking noise. Oh yeah. Talking noise. Say it again. We're talking noise.
Welcome to Talkin NOIZ, the daily podcast that brings you up to speed and keeps you informed about real issues affecting real people. With your host, Mr. Talkin NOIZ himself, Lloyd Spence. His beautiful wife, Mrs. Noise, Kenyatta Spence. The ever-informed Brother Noise, Alan Brown. And yours cordially, Uncle Noise, Shake Anderson. Come on in and join us as we reveal and opine today's most pressing issues. Real truth while having real fun. Talkin NOIZ is in your house right now. So sit back and enjoy Talkin NOIZ.
Yeah! Good time. What's this song right here?
Hey, we're lucky we got 'em.
Spaghetti was good.
Good
Good people of Noise Media and beyond, have no fear. We have returned. We're back, y'all. We're back. It's your man, Lloyd Spence. That's Mama Noise over there. This is Talkin NOIZ. Welcome to see y'all. Glad to see y'all. Welcome to see y'all. What was that?
I don't know what is happening.
Man, okay. You know what it is? I'm tired. I've been working very hard.
Working 9 to 5.
I've been working that like 9 to 5 or 9 to 9. It feels like 9 to 9. Yeah. It's good to see you, Mama Noise. You look good. Now I know why I'm dressed in dark colors. Why are you dressed in dark colors?
Well, I took one of them little quizzes on
And your thing is shaking.
I took one of them little quizzes on Facebook. It says that black is my color.
Black is your color?
Yeah.
Okay, that's an interesting statement. Black is your color.
You know,
black,
everybody
black
has
color.
Certain colors are like orange is also my color.
Black is your color though. Like you are
orange
black.
Is in my color wheel.
But I don't think you're hearing it. You said black is your color. Well, you are black. So
no, I'm saying wearing colors that have black in them is a part of my color wheel.
Okay. Well, I'm wearing black for the morning of college football as it slowly and consistently dies and kills itself off. So that's why
I'm sure that has nothing to do with it.
As we discussed on Believing the ACC, you can go back and watch that on the Noisemaker channel. And Cuz, why are you wearing black?
I'm wearing blue. I'm wearing blue because I'm a Jew.
See, you weren't supposed to take my joke and turn it into a better joke. That wasn't where I was supposed to go. What's going on?
And you're not giving him the button for that? I mean, he came right in.
Oh, that's true. That is true. That's a good point, Mama Noy. I told you I'm really tired. And so I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize. I apologize. Are you happy? Are you satisfied now?
Because your tail is not Jewish.
Is Judaism a race or is it a religion?
Both.
There you go.
It's like Islam. Islam is a religion. It's a government. It's everything. It's all inclusive. Ain't nothing like an all inclusive faith where you can get your taxes done, your prayer time, your your moral compass, and your policing.
Wow, that's
what happens.
I had one I wanted to add on to that, but I'm gonna keep it clean.
See,
y'all.
Why are you doing that? Why are you?
Y'all in grandmama's house and really, Mama knows, really. Is that what we're doing?
Oh, it was an accident.
You can't hear us anyway, so we're fine. Go ahead.
I just want you guys to know you look so different in grandmama's lighting. I mean, you really look nice. You really do.
Thank you. I feel different.
I don't know if it's the fat back of the okra y'all eating down there, but something got you looking mighty shiny.
Guess what was fixed for breakfast this morning? Rice and salmon croquettes.
Oh hell yeah!
No, I thought you'd get a kick out of that.
I ain't need none of that.
We woke up this morning to the smell of salmon croquettes. We was like, what is that smell?
I don't know.
I would have ran downstairs. Lord have mercy. Jesus.
No. See, once you have real salmon, you can't, canned salmon. You like, what is that?
Mama Noise, you need to pack your shit. Come on back to Texas. You way too bougie for Arkansas.
And how quick can I pack it?
Oh my goodness.
Can't get no avocados around here.
In Little Rock.
Is somebody trying to send me a care package for healthy food?
This ain't a healthy food vacation.
a can of salmon croquettes with the onions in them, and
That's
That's what we smelled first this morning. We was like, we smelled the onions piercing through the house. We was like, man, what's going on? And then she started frying.
that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing.
Next thing you know, salmon croquettes was on the stove.
Jamaicans don't eat the salmon in the can. They eat mackerel.
Mackerel, right. Grandmama eats both. She's both. She eats the salmon croquette and she'll eat the mackerel, depending on how she's feeling.
See, you got Azaria apologizing in another language again.
She's 98, man. She
What apologize about? What we saying?
Who she apologizing to for that? I don't even know what she just said right there.
Well, that's Jewish. That's Jewish.
They're not using no cuss words. I know that.
I recognize that from riding around in New York City.
I thought you were gonna say riding around on a Jeep overseas.
New York City.
Yeah.
They got whole Jewish communities, Jewish school, police department, everybody.
Wasn't you over in Pakistan somewhere?
No.
You wasn't in Afghanistan somewhere? Oh, she's apologizing to the Islamic community. Dang, come on.
Yeah, I mean, Azara, you ain't got to apologize to everybody all the time. They know what they are when they sign up.
That's Islam writing? That's Islamic writing?
Yeah, you ain't got to do that, baby. We're fine.
I thought that was Jewish. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
You ain't got to apologize. Don't apologize to nobody else.
No apologies.
No, you come on the show, you get what you get. That's just what it is. You get what you get. We won't have any intro music tonight from either organist.
You done fired him.
I didn't fire Black organist. I didn't fire him per se.
Well, what did you do?
I did do an extensive background check as Jason.
Oh, no, here we go.
And the return wasn't great. So I just felt like I just didn't want to take the risk. He's not a bad guy.
This is the setup.
It was just some things that I heard that I wasn't comfortable with.
It's the setup with he's not a bad guy.
He tore up 2 or 3 churches easily.
Yeah, he did.
He's a church jumper?
Well, he definitely a church jumper. He goes for the money, but that wasn't the problem. The problem was he left some bodies in the streets.
Well, he need to be over at Slide In.
I can't. He might be like, listen, I can send you the resume.
We do have a standard. We still have a standard.
Okay, all right.
What is the standard exactly,
Sean said he thought he was on CPT time. That's funny. No, he wasn't on CPT time, Sean. I just didn't want to risk it. Like, I know he ain't gonna be here long. He's just a fill-in, but even in a fill-in role, you mess around and be done knock something off, and then I got a real problem. So I just like, nah.
And truthfully, the organists in Slide In have a very small role to play. We mostly do Pandora. I mean, it's not.
Yeah, I use Pandora, right? So it's just a click. It's just a hitting the button.
That is hilarious.
Throw that bad boy on repeat. Hell, you good the whole night.
And you good the whole night. So no, I just didn't want to take the risk. I was like, it ain't worth it. So I said we'll just do without music, and when we bring white organists back, and I apologize to white organists because I just got distracted a little bit. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
I got distracted a little bit, and now that I'm, it was a different style, that he was playing in.
White organist got to up his game now.
Well, I would if I was him.
You ain't got your credit's gone just because you got the black woman. You got to level up a little bit more.
And now you got black women and black babies.
Question for you, Mr. Noah. Should the organist be able to sing or carry a note?
Not necessarily. In my world, no. It's not a bad thing if he can, but I don't necessarily need the organist to do that. Or the piano.
He need to be able to push CCC and then sing in CCC.
If you want an organist who can teach, yes, but I don't have to necessarily have an organist who can teach.
Okay.
Because that ain't always the best thing to do. I've been in churches where the piano player and the organist could teach. And I was a piano player that could teach. But I've also been in ones where that wasn't a good thing that the dude could sing because it would cause lots of problems. Much like, see, black organists could sing, which I knew would be a problem because if he ever started singing that, because that's usually for a lot of these guys, that's usually the gateway to the slaughter.
I was gonna say gateway to hell. I'm sorry.
No, not the well. Could be that too, because
we can't condemn them to hell now. We can't do that.
Well, but not hell in the literal sense, but hell in the sense of the experience that they have with 18 years of pressure.
Okay.
Yeah, it can be bad. He got a couple of. Well, I ain't gonna put all his business out there. Let's just say, he's helped a few youth ministries. He's helped to supply a few youth ministries. And I was like, no, we're not going to do that.
He made a few drop-offs.
He made some drop-offs.
You said supplied a few youth ministries?
He has made a substantive contribution to a few youth ministries.
He mandatory volunteered at the youth ministry.
Well, no. He made the contribution himself. Like he met somebody at the church, and next thing you know, the youth ministry got bigger.
Oh, the children's church.
The children's church, and then eventually youth ministry. Well, it's children's church and youth ministry.
Oh,
like he out here. Black organists is out here. And I'm not trying to stereotype. I'm just saying that's the circumstance that we found ourselves in as a replacement.
At least he's heterosexual.
That's true. That's nice.
There we go.
Yeah.
Well, then he needs to come over to y'all's church because clearly he fits the description.
No, don't do that. That's not true. We don't know what kind of organist Slide In has, though they have a loose.
He said Pandora is the best thing.
That's what I'm saying. They have looser policies, but that don't mean that organists out here slaying people. That just may be.
Isn't that what it means, low key?
Not really. Not always. I don't want to put all these guys in the same box because white organists didn't really slay per se. He fell in love.
Yes, his tail did.
No, he fell in love.
He fell in love with what?
He fell in love with the cocoa. Hey, he fell in love with the cocoa. Hey.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was a stripper.
That too.
Nobody ever said that. Shame on you, Mama Noise. Nobody ever
I
said
am
that.
merely going by the baby shower invitation.
No, see.
That was a
every time you pull out every man's tongue falls out every time you pull out the baby shower invitation.
Nobody ever said that girl was a stripper. Not one time. Shame on you, Mama Noise.
I say she wasn't a stripper.
Mama Noise, let me ask you a serious question. And all jokes aside, now, this is serious.
Get this right, Jay.
What reaction would you want heterosexual men to have when a bodacious
just
ass out? What reaction do you want us to have? I mean, you
keep
complaining about our reaction. What do you want us to do?
I wouldn't want you to look like a wolf in heat.
We weren't there whooping heat. Nobody was whooping and heating. We just saw the girl.
was up there. Go ahead and put that picture up one more time.
Well, you can't let Jay be the standard by which you measure all men.
Listen, Mama Noah, if he a straight man, he wants to see it twice because he got to make sure you saw what he saw.
3 or 4 times.
No, ain't nothing wrong with your memory. You don't need to see.
I think that's just a policy of Slide In. I don't think
that is exactly it, right. It sounds like
okay.
That's not a positive Slide In. That's old people. As we get older, we got to see stuff more than once to truly understand and get our thought process right.
Is that what it is? Is that why you Negroes be hollering about and send me the link?
Yeah, we old. We old.
I don't want to pass judgment on it until I make sure I know what I'm talking about. I got
research.
Yeah.
Do research.
Okay. This guy.
What I say wrong, Mama Noise.
Mm-hmm. Lloyd trying to fire the dude on his day off.
And Mr. Noise, he trying to pretend that it's just me and my co-pastor, but he ain't on the game too. He just won't say it because he on this here podcast with his lovely bride.
Oh, he said he would say differently if I wasn't here.
We know the truth.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Can't even defend myself. Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah, you need to defend yourself. They saying you would answer differently if I wasn't here.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
I can't hear you for some reason.
I don't know what's going on, but I do know one thing. Mama knows you married a heterosexual male.
Oh, I know what I got to do.
That's what you did.
I got it.
I married a woman.
You wanted somebody to ignore women. You should have married you a.
Really? I'm ignore.
We don't ignore women. We don't ignore beautiful bodies. We don't do
that. What exactly is it that you're supposed to do that's respectful?
What do you mean respectful? I respect everything I look at.
No, as a married man, it doesn't seem disrespectful.
Mama,
no, it's disrespectful. Disrespectful to touch. It ain't disrespectful to look.
When I got married, I didn't go blind.
Disrespectful is only if you're touching, Mama Noise. Looking, I mean, they pop up on movies. What happened? So now you can't go movies and watch TV. They gonna show up her too. I mean, you gonna see them.
Mama Noise, I can see and smell.
I mean,
I'm sure you have all your senses.
Shit, I mean, you can't even go work. Shit, there's a bunch of them at work too, Mama.
Okay, let me address what Jay said. I apologize. I had to make some adjustments on the computer. Jay, leave me the hell alone. Don't be talking about mine, okay? I did see the picture and I acknowledged as much as I needed to acknowledge what she looked like. But I'm not going to mess up my house for white organisms. That's for damn sure. Okay, yeah, we'll get that out.
Mm-hmm.
Are you back in full? Can you hear us now?
I can hear you, brother. Yes.
Why are you back and forth?
Welcome back. I'm gonna leave what you just said, Mr. Noise. You're going through something. You good?
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure.
You're going through something.
I am going through something right now. It really is.
Look like he was doing something he don't need to do on camera, Jay. Like he was doing something he don't need to do on camera.
Maybe that's what I need to do. That's what I should.
I mean,
yeah, because
there's a lot going on right now.
Our kids are down here in the South saying it's too many insects down here.
Yeah, they're not used to that.
What they expect with all them trees? I mean,
and I said, I want to climb a tree. I said, you know, there are other things that live on the tree, right?
That's right. That's what.
She like, what? I'm like, you can't just climb a tree. There's residents on the tree.
She can go climb a tree if she wants to, but it's she's gonna be introduced to some new people.
She's gonna have some company.
Right.
Stuff is flying around down here. I said, well,
yeah, she's gonna definitely be introduced to some new people.
You know,
ain't city life no more.
One of the quickest ways to really realize how blessed you are is to travel.
Oh Lord.
And it doesn't matter where you go. I mean, I've been to some absolutely beautiful places, but bottom line, ain't no place like home.
No, ain't no place like home.
No, this is not.
But you know what though? This place has changed so dramatically because of time and circumstances.
I told you it wasn't shit before you went there.
You know what? What you're not gonna do is until you do right by me, Jay.
Wow.
And I just watched The Color Purple 2 weeks ago, and I remember the crooked finger. One of the things got to be crooked for it to really work. So I got it now. So if you do right,
in Arkansas for the long. I've been telling you, ain't shit going on there.
No, that's not what it is, Jay. There are things going on here.
Well, I'm not sure.
You know what, Mama Noise? I don't need this from you. I don't need you. I need you to support you.
I'm saying I'm right here, and
it's just different from what I remember growing up. It was a lot better when I was growing up.
Oh, it's different.
Is Crystal McLean in the building? Hey, Miss Crystal. Miss Crystal.
I would say this about your statement. When you look through a kid's eyes versus an adult's eyes,
it's tough.
Things always look different, right?
Yeah, it's tough.
It's tough.
Yeah, because y'all don't know what you're seeing.
But as the city ages, dilapidation is inevitable.
Right.
Especially if Mama knows you found the spirit.
What did you just do? Like what were you
Something
doing?
just flew past me.
Oh, I was like,
The spirit. I thought that was the spirit.
I thought she was. I was like, hey man. I was like, okay. Well,
we catch the Holy Ghost down south in a heartbeat.
Oh,
that's true. That's true.
We call that gas.
you know what, Kyrie?
That man said gas.
Is that what it's called? Slide in, just gas.
It's called gas. Heartburn,
Oh,
acid reflux, whichever way you want to go with.
I understand. We did have a show planned. We do have a show planned for tonight. Actually, it's a part 2 to our show from Tuesday, where we were discussing. We really got into a really great discussion about what is normal, and we jumped in on Black fatherhood and whether or not absentee Black fatherhood is normal. And it got real interesting. So we decided this is too good to just do a one-off. We need to go on and try to double down on this and try to figure out, how we can expand this conversation a little bit. So we're back to do it all over again. And Mr. J tried to, he tried to send me old janky, old funky, old silly old.
Are you seeing the J giving you the signal?
I see the finger he trying to give me. I'm just.
Ain't that what Mr. Brown did? And the Browns like pass.
It's my pass. But yeah, he sent me old funky old survey he found from some old bootleg website. I was like, what is this?
You mean the U.S. Census?
No, they got it from the U.S. Census. The website got it from the U.S. Census. But the problem with the U.S. Census, Jay Joyner, since never, first of all, never come to a social scientist with information like this. This is my wheelhouse, sir. You can't bring that over here and expect to be right.
They turn this shit off.
No, turn it back on because you need to see this with your dark and lovely self. First of all, the U.S. Census is one of the most inaccurate measurements of our society that exists. Because most people don't take the census.
Oh my God.
They don't.
Yeah, most people don't know how to fill it out.
Huh?
Hey, most people don't know how to fill it out.
Most people don't know how to fill it out. They don't take the census, and especially not Black people. So you're using an inaccurate measurement to make your argument. Don't do that. You're better than that, Jay Joyner. You're better than that. But I'll let you make your little funky point. Go ahead.
Us is full of more shit than a Christmas turkey. We just stuffed full of it. Because we use that.
Yes, we do. We use
that census when we want to use that census, but when we don't want to use that census, the census is the most inaccurate thing.
I don't ever use the census because I don't believe in the census. I know it's inaccurate.
It is what we have for number counting in this country. That's what we have. It is what it is, man.
You're trying to tell me in this country, based on the U.S. Census, that Hispanics are the minority?
Yeah. Just because you live in Texas and they running this mother hubba, don't mean they the majority everywhere else.
Let me tell you something. Hispanics are not just in Texas anymore, my friend.
They damn sure ain't running Kentucky.
They are a ton of Hispanics in Kentucky now.
They ain't running that mother hubba.
You don't know that. You don't live in Kentucky.
Oh, God.
They in Rhode Island.
Let me tell you something. Hispanics are way right. They in Rhode Island. They are way more Hispanic in the United States. Because see, when they go to the door, they only count the one they see. They don't count the 7 or 8 that are in the back and the 10 kids that's in the one room. I know what I said. And I know.
And get ready for the button.
Right. I know I'm supposed to get the button, but that don't mean I'm wrong.
God damn, that was racist.
Don't mean I'm wrong, though.
Well, listen, why is your mic so low? Mama know it sound good. Why you sound so distant?
Do I sound low? Let me see if I can fix that, Joe.
Like you're still going through something.
I am going through something.
It sounds like he's in a tunnel.
That could be the blackest statement I've heard today. Is are you going through some things?
because I really want people to hear the bullshit you about to preach. So I just
Oh
want,
my goodness.
I want you to be loud and clear.
This guy, I tell you.
What this guy what? This guy, what did this guy say wrong?
Hold on. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. Don't worry about what I'm doing.
You need to close your camera because
I keep forgetting. I'm sorry.
No, don't worry about the camera. It's all good. It's all good. It's grandma's house. We understand.
It's grandma's house.
Surprised it ain't got plastic on.
Oh no, she don't do that now. She ain't into that.
There you go.
That's great.
the plastic.
What grandma not going to do is get some plastic. She ain't doing that.
And that old plastic runner.
It's too hot. It's too hot. It's too hot.
No, ain't
Arkansas
doing
put
that
that
no more
flask
either.
go there.
Grandma want her furniture fully functional.
Quit playing. You know, folks got plastic.
What about that plastic running going from the front door to the kitchen?
Nope. She ain't doing that either. See, your dog don't even like what you saying right now. Dog's like, man, you need to knock that off, playboy.
What did you just say, Mr. Noise?
I said, your dog didn't even like what you said just then.
Oh man, the garage door open and the dog is an extra
That's
alarm.
1, 2. How's that sound? Is that better?
There you go.
Hey, I like that better.
Well, what happened is when I made my little shift here, everything didn't shift like it was supposed to shift.
Okay. Well, you know,
Now we back in the game.
You know, shift happens.
Shift happens, right? So you just have to, make it work.
Yeah, deal with it.
You gotta roll with it. Hey, Crystal McLean is in the building. She said, "Don't be breaking your neck if you don't want a broken neck. I'ma look too respectfully. I know I'm a late and slow. Crystal, it don't matter that you late. We are glad to see you. Welcome.
That's right.
Welcome.
That's right.
Yeah. So don't worry about that.
That's right.
Yeah. All right.
So anyway, back to the numbers. Here's my problem with us as men. I'm a man, you Ron's a man, and you a man.
Right.
And
I know you're not man.
I believe in my manhood. I wear it as a badge of honor.
Okay.
And I wish that more men did. Let's just put it like that. I wish more of us were prideful as men. I think I've told you the story that, when that Wahite wanted me to marry her, I told her, I said, listen, I'm a good black man. I refuse to give that away to a white woman.
I remember you saying that.
That may have been wrong to say to her, but it was my honest truth. I wasn't going to do that.
You told her to her face that? You told her to her face?
You damn right. As she was breaking dishes, I had to tell her the whole truth. I had to tell the whole truth. So help me God. I wasn't going.
We actually have a drop for that.
Listen, if I was a sorry ass ninja going nowhere no time soon, then hey, go on and do what you're gonna do with the Wahite. But if you feel like you are a man and you can be a good man to a black woman, then take pride in that and be just that. And I wish that more of us were that. The problem is that those that are good, we somehow get offended by those that are not. And we defend the numbers as if anybody that criticizes black men, that they must be criticizing all black men. And that's a lie from the pit of hell. That's a lie. But
remember you said that.
I was gonna say you was doing okay until you said that. Then it just came off the rails because that's not true.
We must be able to address what the problem is.
But okay,
without men getting their panties in a wad.
Listen, first of all, men don't get their panties in a wad. So
take your panties off. You're gonna be all right.
Listen, if what you said was true, I would have let you keep going, but I had to stop you for fear that we're gonna get flagged for bullshit. The reality is when they talk about how bad black men are, they talk about us across the board, and they don't say some black men. They don't say some black fathers are no good. They say
Society. We're gonna leave it as
society. The talk shows, podcasts, these women's podcasts. A lot they say all black men ain't this, black men ain't that.
Or they say majority of the black men.
Right, they say the majority of black men. And you've even said the majority. You said the percentages are high. And then you showed me that ridiculous census thing that you said.
As hell.
But
what you can't do is expect healing when you have cancer, but you worried about your pinky toe. You worried about the wrong damn thing. Cancer is the issue. We have a cancer in our community of single mothers raising our kids.
And here's where I had an issue with the article, because the article, yes, it's census, yes, it tells you from the numbers that's out there. What it does not measure, and what that article would never going to show you, is how many men actually take care of those kids that are under the age of 18 living in a single family home. Your argument on the article was more, well, because the black man is not in the house, the assumption is he's not taking care of his kid. That's not the case. I don't have to be in the house to take care of the kid. And that census number is never going to show that. The census number is only going to show, oh, this 18-year-old is in a house with a single mother. So it paints a horrible ass picture to what the real story truly is.
But Ron,
and which sets up that whole argument, black man ain't shit, because just because I'm not in the home doesn't mean I ain't raising my seed. Doesn't mean I ain't taking care of my seed.
That census doesn't account for that. It doesn't account for the guys who are picking those kids up on the weekends. It doesn't account for the guys who are current in their child support, who are splitting the raising. It's a joint custody situation.
Co-parenting.
It doesn't account for any of that. It just simply said black men ain't there. Now, to your point, cuz I'm gonna actually help you make part of your point. To your point,
I can do it.
No. Some of your issues is ragged and need help. To your point, the census says that black men aren't there. So, should more black men be in the house with these women? Sure. It'd be nice to see more black men be in the house with these women. Now, the problem also with the census is that it says percentage-wise, it's more black men out in the house than white men. Well, okay, if you want to use the percentage, that's fine. But there are more white people in America than there are black people. So there are actually more white men who are not raising their kids than there are black people, just on pure numbers. So it's a problem that fathers aren't raising their children, although it is affecting us as black people disproportionately. I will agree with that.
All right, Mama Noah, it's your turn.
You know what's so bananas is I saw an article just yesterday.
Thank you, Sean, by that, by the way.
There was a 5-year-old black boy that was left at daycare once his father found out that he wasn't the father.
What happened now?
I'd have locked his ass up.
The father left him at the daycare?
He apparently found out that he was, had a paternity test done, and it was his turn to pick the child up. And because he found out in the paternity test that he's not the father, he just left the child there. He didn't even come pick the child up.
Wow.
I was like, come on. I mean, I'm like, that baby didn't have nothing to do with whatever popped off. You mad at somebody, be mad at, the mama. But
so Mama Noise. I'm actually thankful that you said this example, because this example that you just gave us is indicative of the greater problem. That story will be told by that just came out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that story is going to be found
by several different websites, by several different podcasts, by several different whatever, and the story is going to be, see, look how black men
Gonna
are.
prove their point.
And it's not black men, it's that black man. He is a butthole.
That just hurt my heart. I'm saying, come on, sir.
I don't know. I'm not quite sure how that fits our discussion. Because Mr. Noise is right. That guy is just an asshole. He got his feelings hurt and realized that wasn't his seed. So he did something technically that should be criminal. I mean, he left the kid at daycare. He abandoned the kid.
But
that's not.
I think that is a part of the narrative that's being fed.
That ain't shit narrative. They ain't shit. Look at what
I mean, because you
know what story won't be on any website today. Next to that story, the 2 million other black men that did pick up their kids from daycare today. We ain't talking about that. We ain't talking about the ones that picked up their boys and their girls and took the boys to AAU practice, or took them to Little League football practice, or took them to Taekwondo, or just took them to McDonald's. That's not going to get written into any story.
And I think Jay went, because I know Jay, he always laughed.
I know why he giggling. I know why he giggling with his giggling.
Because we you know, as you say, we get in our feelings when, you know, we hear the word the majority or they're all. But it goes back to the whole normal conversation that we have. We idolize the stupidity that happens to the point we make that stupidity normal. We want to blame black men, and that became the normality, is to blame the black men. It's never about uplifting and praising the ones that's doing right. We're literally uplifting and praising the ones that are doing wrong. It's a badge of honor to do the shit wrong.
That's not accountability. That's not calling out the foolishness.
It's not, because they're praising it. Nobody's calling their foolishness out. They're praising it.
I don't think these black women are praising that.
Everything you see on TV that gets all the money, all the support, all the movies, everything is about the bad shit that we do. How much of the good shit do you see that you constantly see praise about? There's 900 drug dealer movies on TV right now. Not one Cosby Show back on TV.
I mean, I agree.
Yeah, but Ryan, you didn't support Blackish when it was on. You part of the problem.
Blackish is crap. I ain't good.
Blackish is wonderful. Shame on you, Ryan. See, you part of the problem.
I just don't like the show itself. It just wasn't
part
funny
of the problem,
to me.
Ryan. You part of the problem.
It wasn't funny to me.
Trying to raise his kids. You don't want to see that.
I want to see him. He just wasn't funny. It made the boy too stupid, man. It made the boy too stupid, man. I couldn't deal with it.
That part too, Kyrie. I didn't like that. It just made him out to be some type of buffoon. Always doing stupid stuff. You know, and that was the other thing. It was like that show with the weighing on there. What's the name?
I saw one episode.
No, hold on, Spence. You get to make your point. Hold on. I'm talking about like that one show with the weighing boy.
I haven't made my point yet.
No,
my wife and kids.
It's my turn. You need to wait till I finish.
You talking about my wife and kids?
Yeah, that show right there. Okay, they made that boy out to be the clown. I mean, is that what we think about black boys? Is that if the black man even makes him out to be the clown?
Now, you done?
I wasn't done.
Hold on, wait a minute. I got a drop for that too. I got drops for everything. This is a great show. Mama Noise just said she had to finish her point. She had to make her point. Okay.
That's what I said.
You did say that. So now,
what she said.
So let me see where we are now.
Are you done? Are you done?
Here's the reality. You and Ron watched one episode or two episodes and saw him do something.
It ain't just an episode.
I'm talking now.
Oh, now we want to respect the boundary.
Because if you watch the entire series, what you saw is the young man evolve into a brilliant young man who was very aware of his circumstances and not a buffoon at all. And he's so aware and so into that they're about to do a spinoff of the exact same show. It's brilliant, brilliant.
No.
Matter of fact, I'll go a step further.
No.
There has been no black show that has captured what we truly are in Black America better than Blackish has in the last 5 years.
Okay, you can get your clown suit off now.
I'm glad you said last 5 years. Last 5 years.
5
Right.
years.
5 years. Okay.
Why? And most people are not going to sit down and watch all episodes to wait for the evolve. I'm telling you, they purposely made these boys out to be some clowns. And you thinking, well, at least they was a great representative of black people.
What happened. That's not what happened. What they did is they showed a young black man who was trying to grow and understand his black self because he grew up in the suburbs and he wasn't very black at all. And that's what the premise of the show is. I'm raising these black kids in the suburb and they ain't really black acting. So how did I help them find their black? That's why the show's called Blackish.
Yeah, because them devious little criminal-minded twins. I was like, okay, I can't get into this.
You know what? Go ahead and keep watching your old janky funky TV shows. You be watching. Funky TV shows. Y'all part of the problem. See, and you know what? I'm glad we're having this discussion like this because this is what I'm talking about. We've normalized stuff that is not, that it shouldn't be, and we've already categorized people to be this or that, and we can't break our own selves. We are our own worst problem. You can't ask for something better, and then when better comes along, we don't support it.
Then come on and hurry up and get your show out then.
I'm gonna help you out. I watch way more than one show. My whole family watches the damn thing. Again, from a show perspective.
But the black part of the show don't watch it.
From a show perspective, just don't like it.
Okay. You know what I'm talking about. You see what I'm talking about? Daniel Bell said, how does one act black? Is there a class?
They watch Blackish.
I thought the whole premise around Blackish was the fact that, you know, she was actually of mixed race married to a black person.
That's what I thought.
No. That was part that played a part in the bigger narrative.
And her name was Rainbow.
Oh my God, stop it.
But back to Daddy's
question. On your janky shows now. You need to stop.
But back to Daddy's question, how does one act black? Exactly.
You said you weren't gonna bring it up anymore, Mr. Noise.
I said I'm not, but you keep pushing me.
No, and you better get amnesia.
You keep pushing me.
Thank you, Danny Bell, because
Mr.
wrong
Noise, too. Just because he put that in and make it right, he's wrong too. And it's not about act. That was the thing that he had to understand in the show. Again, when you watch the show, you see the evolution of thought. He had to grow in the fact that there is no such thing as acting black. You are black in America, and you have to find your way of being black in America. It's evolved. The show evolved beautifully. Y'all just didn't stay.
No, he said you are Blackish.
You know, honestly,
I don't know. You know what? Sometimes
I didn't follow the show as closely as I could have, but I do too believe that it was a brilliant show because it did address real life issues, and we do have quote unquote black people living in white communities. And sometimes we as blacks that live in these communities, sometimes we doubt our own blackness.
Yep.
That's why some of the most radicalized black people are actually those of mixed race. You got to think about that one now. You got to think about that for a second. Some of the most radical blacks are those that were told that they were not black. They weren't black enough.
Right.
And they become very radicalized in order to prove how black they are. So I think the show was excellent because it really did address issues that we deal with as black people.
And
whether or not we're truly black or whether or not we're acting black.
But you can look at that radicalization of trying to prove that you're black because of your confusion of not knowing. And your people not really telling you what you really are. So you really got mad at the fact that your parents really didn't train you properly, educate you properly.
Shit, hell.
So you went more to get radical to prove a point. Based on what you just said.
I mean, sometimes the guy that's picked on while he's in school all his life becomes the bodybuilder because he ain't gonna take that shit no more. Sometimes that happens.
Right.
Right. But keeping them away from both of their cultures to learn what they are is really the key to that problem.
Well, I don't disagree with that at all. That's ideal.
I think part of the problem though is that we don't. One of the things that's lost in whether you live in the suburbs, whether you live in the hood, is that we have not really defined blackness. We don't know what blackness is anymore. It don't matter what your mixed race or this, that, and the other. We don't have the same semblance of black pride. We have what I call fake black pride today. Like the only time we have black pride now is when a George Floyd situation happens, and we don't like that. So now we all unified in our blackness, and we want to march in the street. But like you like to say a lot, Jay, and I completely agree with you. When Ray Ray got shot down in the street, we didn't feel like marching at all. We was like, well, Ray Ray's dead. Where we going to lunch? So we pick and choose our blackness and when we want to be black or when we want to accentuate our blackness. And that's part of the problem. We don't have that sense of unity and unified community of who we are like we used to have.
And you know, Mr. Noise, I'm a pigtail on that one. Only because listen, it ain't just Ray Ray dying in our streets. We got babies dying in our streets.
Right.
Black kids that are innocent black kids that are dying.
Right.
And we still ain't pissed off enough to be upset with what's going on in our community.
Yeah, and it goes back to it became too normal. Think about it.
Do you think
that's good?
Do you think absentee fatherhood became so normalized that we don't really want to admit how normal it is to our community?
Well, I want to answer that
by normalized to the point that it's the standard.
I want to answer that by asking this question. In the 60s, 50s, 60s, 70s specifically, was there a guilt tied to black fathers for leaving more so than there is now? It felt like it was. I could be wrong, but it felt like it was. It felt like fathers lamented over the decision of leaving. Whereas now, because we've normalized it, there is no lament. They just don't show up. They're like, I might stay with, I might not. I don't know. I ain't decided yet. It don't matter.
I think the guilt was masked in the 60s and the early 60s or going into the 70s because they had to leave to get work. You had to leave to go find work, but you always had in the back of your mind, hey, they're going to come back, get the family, bring the family back up. But when they didn't come back, you really didn't hear people really say much about it.
You know, I think this is a damn good conversation. That just like what we discussed, the bully that was bullied becomes a bodybuilder and so forth and so on. I think back then we had a sense of pride coming out of Jim Crow that we were going to stay with our families and build together as a family. Now, Dad may have still been a hoe and had a woman on the other side of town, but most black men didn't leave their homes. They stayed with their families and they tried to build something with their families. We had homes back then, more of us. We had more togetherness back then. I think we've gotten away from that. I don't think we're trying to build anymore.
But I think the getting away from that was due to the job shortages. Think about it. When the jobs left the South and headed north, families were staying together in the South when there was work. But once that work left and they had to find ways to provide, they left to go provide with the assumption of coming back.
And I think that's true, but then also we gave a little bit, this is gonna sound horrible, but it's probably true. We gave a little bit more leeway to that black father because of that. And one of the things some of them bastards did is that they left and they said, I'm gonna be dad. I got a family in the South, but I also got a family in the North.
and we gave him a pass because he was financing both families. Right. So when black men were given that pass, and then normally, and again, you're right, Ron. It was work related initially, but at the same time, there was the morality of it all shifted as well. Some, for whatever reason, like maybe it was loneliness or I don't know whatever it was, but the morality of it. Because see, think about it, the plurality of I'm leaving my family and I'm gonna go up north and be faithful. Well, no, those men weren't built that way. They weren't built to be faithful, and they weren't cultivated societally to be faithful, right? Because all through from slavery on up, families were busted up. So the reality of not staying together as a family was real. It was real. And I think we allowed men a lot of leeway in that area. There was nothing for a man to have a family on one side of town and on the other side of town, on one state and another state. And you don't find out how bad it is until the funeral.
I have a hard time blaming that on slavery.
I'm not saying slavery is the totality of the cause, but I'm saying the erosion of it all just kept eroding. It kept eroding. Some of it was diluted through slavery. Now let's be real. Now some of it was diluted, not in and of our own self, but it just kept eroding. Is what I'm saying.
But I think slavery created norms about the way certain people, how you live, and right. and certain teachings that you taught generation over generation over generation, to the fact that some of those teachings became the standard, that became the normal. So you kept that same process. You told the same fears. You told, hey, this is what you need to be to be a man. You need to go do this. You need to go do that. Matter of fact, you need to have little Sally on this side of town and such over there. So those traits and those learned behaviors became a standard in our community. And you can see it to this day. And Mama Noise talks about it all the time. All those dirty secrets that we keep. That shit, that's a taught behavior.
Interesting.
I'm with you, Ron. I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. But the reality for me is men have been hoes the entirety of societies. It doesn't matter what race. Men have always found it easier to stick their pecker somewhere just because. That's maleness. It has nothing to do with manhood. It's really male. So I don't know if, I understand what they did to us in slavery, but sexually, I have a hard time blaming it on that.
No, I'm not giving.
We're not blaming slavery. Yeah,
we don't get a slavery pass. That's not.
But what we're blaming is some of the teachings and some of the learned behaviors that we kept. We didn't get rid of, because again, we lost our culture. We lost who we really were. So we basically built something new off of bad practices.
From all the things that go ahead, Mama Noise. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Jump in.
Well, I think about what Jay just mentioned in regard to when he said eroding. I keep thinking, okay, in my opinion, it feels like the trust in the black man is eroding. You just like, come on, man. Okay, you can't be faithful. Don't get married then. Why you got to have two families and be proud of it? And then we keep seeing the mother keep picking up bringing up the rear. He just, explaining it away and stuff. And then the pattern continues. So then we like, okay, so now we're being taught by the women that you can't depend on the black man. And so you better get you 2 jobs. Girl, you better work 3 jobs. You better do what you can to support yourself, because married or not, you can't bank on the black man being committed and faithful.
And that's that stereotype that we always talk about that's out there. And every time you hear that, it's all black men.
Well, goddamn it. It ain't no stereotype when it's happening in that woman's life.
But it's happening.
But it's not happening in every woman's life.
Right. It's happening to her because of that black man.
Because of
not
that
all
ninja.
black men. That's the
Why
problem.
don't y'all cut out this all? Why do y'all think anybody's arguing from an all standpoint? That woman up there is married to a man that's not doing it. So she doesn't have all on her mind. She's arguing for the women that are suffering.
Yeah.
And the women who are suffering, a lot of them are saying all black men. They're labeling them all as all.
Well, fuck. If anybody is stupid enough to argue from an all standpoint, then they too goddamn stupid to have a conversation with us. We're not arguing from an all standpoint, but we are arguing that too many of our black women are suffering because of it. That ain't no goddamn stereotype.
Okay, cuz, but as right as you might be in the fact that they could be stupid, and I wouldn't necessarily call them stupid.
I wouldn't call them stupid,
Yeah, it seems a little aggressive.
Ignorant ass, all.
Okay.
Hey,
but here's the problem.
But we ain't gonna call them stupid though.
Okay, but here's the problem. The reality of what you just said, because you're saying that anybody saying all is ignorant or stupid or whatever. But they're building TV shows off of the stupid. They're not building it for the intelligent. They're building podcasts on the stupid. They're not building it for the intelligent. So the perpetuation of the lie is not being given to those who understand that it's not all. It's being given to those who walk into the beauty salon and have a conversation with 15 other women and say, "You right, girl. All black men ain't no good."
Mr.
And guess what? Those women are going out and producing children that they feed that same narrative into.
Mr. Noise, if I'm a black woman and I've had relationships since I was the tender age of 15, and I'm now 40 years old, and every ninja that I have come across has had the same issues, some of the same issues, then in that woman's life, all Negroes are sorry. Now she has to realize that that's a false argument. But in her experience,
we're not disagreeing with that. That's not the. No, he's not 40, Daddy. You're right.
He had a problem with the woman part, but he had a problem with the 40 part.
He definitely had a problem with the 40 part. I don't think anybody's arguing against that point, because that woman has had a horrible experience with black men. She has. And there are many black women that have had horrible experiences with black men. But all black men are not those guys that you selected.
And I'm gonna say this, and you guys can correct me, y'all can call me crazy, but there's no way in hell you're gonna tell me out of all those guys you mess with, every one of them wants shit. Well, there's a common denominator at some point in all those relationships. Well, a lot of times you take some of the bad shit that you already knew from some other nitwit that did something wrong, and you place that upon everybody that you meet. Yes. So you cannot tell me that every one of them dudes you mess with wasn't shit. Sorry. I forget y'all in Arkansas and y'all in my mother's house.
She can't hear us. We good. Right.
Much cussing as I've been doing, I'm showing up.
She on the other side of the house. We good. Go ahead, Mama Noise.
You know, when I met Lloyd, I didn't know if he was a good guy. I knew my cousin introduced me to him, you know, but I didn't know. And even when I found out that Lloyd was a preacher, to me, that made it worse. Because I didn't think that's supposed to make me say, oh, well, then I know he's a good guy. Not from my experience. So, I mean, it can be hard. It can be hard for you not to say, okay, well then, it looks like this friendship or this is going to evolve into a relationship, and then you look up and he in a relationship. You like, what the hell? I thought you was single. No, you just doing whatever you can get away with. Where they do that at? I mean, it's hard. It's got to be hard.
I got this bad mama jamma friend. She ain't no close friend because she's too fine to be a close friend, but she's a friend. I mean, this mother hupper here, boy, she is a drink of water and a half. I mean, pretty intelligent.
All right.
Master's degree, got that hair, got that booty. Judy is bad.
Sandaline.
So now listen. What did Ron just say?
He just sent a link, is what he said.
See that there?
I'm visual, Mama Noise. I'm a visual person.
Close your eyes.
Because she's well educated, sometimes, y'all, Negroes find it hard to get with real educated women. For whatever reason. I don't know if they feel challenged, that they feel like they really have to step up to this one. But she's an educated woman, and she's a humble, and she's a Christian woman. And yet she's single and looking for a man. I mean, she's young and prime, and she ain't but about 30 years old. She young. She there. And she went out with this guy, and this guy was whining and dining her. Just recently, this is happening like last week. Whining and dining her, and taking her to Nick and Sam's and all kind of nice restaurants and dining and holding her hand and kissing her and carrying on. And she found out the ninja, right here in the DFW, the ninja is engaged.
See that? That's that ish right there.
That's what I'm talking about, Mama Noise. That's the problem that too many of our women run into.
They
trying to be with this nigga. They trying to do right with this nigga. Come to find out he got somebody. Mr. Noise, you can shake your head until the cows come home. You know that's happening way too much. We can't be honest with our women.
Oh, no.
Danny Bell said, if all the men you dealt with ain't ish, then you have to figure out why your coochie is attracting ain't ish dudes. Quote from Cat Williams.
Well, now we can listen to Cat for jokes, but we can't follow Cat as no philosophical.
I mean, as a reliable source.
And I'll redo Cat's words. Her pick a nigga meter's bad.
Well, Ron, if you picking all them niggas, then the problem is, okay.
Yeah,
you're looking for a needle in a haystack.
You are looking for a needle in a haystack. But and again, everyone you meet isn't bad. They're not.
I don't disagree with that.
So to say that every guy that somebody that she picks, all of them are bad. I can't find the right one. There's only one common denominator there.
What you trying to say, Mr. Spence?
I'm trying to say.
Kind of like that's what I'm saying.
I'm trying to say that if a person is perpetually in bad relationships, it ain't all the dudes. You. It's like you're targeting bad relationships.
What the?
It ain't all just black. Listen, come on, Mama Noise. You know better than that. You know better. I've heard you counsel women and tell them you are using the wrong measurement by which you select. I've heard you say it. So don't even start that. Don't come on this podcast here tonight and change up your game.
The problem with your argument, Mr. Noise, and I understand what you and Mama Noise were counseling and what you were saying. The problem is with women, the pick a nigga meter. Listen, the reality is a woman shouldn't have to have that meeting. We should come to her with honesty and truth. if we did that, she wouldn't have to be trying to pick the least of the least sorry joker out there. I mean, the reality is it's a crapshoot for our women to say yes to a black man. It's a crapshoot.
No. Let's call it what it is. See, y'all see the narrative.
Even your wife said that she had hesitancy with you, but you proved her wrong.
That's right.
She had
hesitancy,
but she didn't have hesitancy with me because of who I was. She didn't know who I was. She had hesitancy because of the past situations that
nobody knows. None of them know, Mr.
You're missing the point. You're missing the point. The point I'm trying to make is if you are perpetually in bad situations, then hell yeah, you're going to have hesitancy because you've been in a perpetual state of bad situations. I'm not saying that there aren't bad black men out there. What I'm saying is that we have normalized so much bad behavior across the board. And here's the other part that don't nobody like to talk about. Some of these black women have contributed to the bad behavior because these black dudes ain't cheating with themselves.
That is true.
Well, you looking all sideways is because they done got good at it and they're professionals.
No, it's because Mama Noise, they got good at it because another black woman said, "I'll cheat with you."
No, I don't believe that because I was the.
What are you talking about? You don't believe
wait a minute. I'm a co-sign with Jay because I was engaged before I met you. I was engaged before. And here I was thinking I was in a wholesome relationship. I got a job. I'm fighting to get everything we need. Matter of fact, I was working 2 jobs, thinking that we're about to get married. I'm in a committed relationship. And then, just like Jay's person, it was like, Baba, guess what? And I'm going, why is it a guess what? I was committed. I was thinking that this was a real relationship. How come he couldn't?
Lies.
I agree with you.
So it's my pick-a-meter. I was engaged. I thought I should have to have a meter on while I'm engaged.
Well, let me ask you a question.
What's your cash app?
Hold on. Stop that.
First of all, you're going to say pick a meter. You call it what it is. Pick a nigga meter. Don't leave out nigga.
Yeah, you can't.
Why I'm not saying it, Kyrie?
For copyright purposes, you can't change the name. Mama Noise, let me ask you a question. You're trying to tell me the entire time that you were with this dude, you didn't see no signs. I'm just asking a question, Jay. I know you don't like the question. I'm asking a question.
So I have to.
Huh?
I have to check for signs after I'm engaged.
Well, let me ask you a question. Did you?
Well, I mean, because I want to make sure that this is legit. Because this might not be guaranteed.
Who doesn't make sure it's legit?
The point is, a woman shouldn't have to go through all that if we were men in their lives.
Man up is what I'm saying.
And
there you go.
Here's what I'm saying.
Man up. You don't want to be in a committed relationship. Hit the bricks. Then don't be entertaining a woman like you want a serious relationship when you don't want that. All you want to do is hit. Then just say that's what you want. I just want the cookie. I just want to hit and keep it moving.
And Mama Noise, I'm gonna tell you right now, 90% of men are telling women that at the very beginning.
How they telling them that, Kyrie? Just how they telling it? Speak from the pick-a-meter. Tell me how they telling them that.
Do I only see your ass at a certain time of the day? Do I take you? Do I constantly take you out, take you to the ballpark, have you hanging out with my friends and all my homies and my families?
Now, if you don't introduce me to friends and you don't take me outside in the daylight and hold hands and stuff like that, that ain't a relationship.
So,
but that's the point that we're making. The signs
I had known the family. I was asked to be married in front of the family. Everything was around the family and the friends. So where was the meter?
Mama knows.
That one guy
was an asshole.
There's nothing. You can't say that, guy, because your cosigner down there below you in that box below you just said 90% of the niggas out there are telling women all they want to do is screw.
He's saying.
So what are women picking from? Are the numbers in their favor?
The numbers
no.
are never. Dude,
With
when have the
90%
numbers?
of the niggas out there saying, I just want.
Time out. When have the numbers ever? Let's go to numbers since Jay's a number guy.
He's really not. He sucks.
There's
You are the numbers
always
person,
been
Kyrie.
more women. There's always been more women than men. The numbers have never been in black women's favor at all since the beginning of time, ever. We just said at the first 30 minutes of the show, I'm sorry, 45 because I was a little late. Niggas was designed to go around and put a pole in a hole. Just what they were designed to do from the very beginning.
Who said that?
Well, listen. That's the male.
So
that's the male.
That's the male. So
all of us. That's not the man.
I like what Tara said because it's real. She said, Soror, they are not going to tell women in this day that because of reciprocity, because they can't handle that, because even though they don't want a serious relationship, they don't want you to be with someone else. And the point that she's making is, and it is the point that I'm trying to make, and I think Kyrie is trying to make as well. We have damaged relationships in the black community to such a place. Because again, these men that y'all are saying are dogmatic and doing all this dirty stuff and cheating and they no good and all of whatever you want to call it, they are not doing this in a vacuum. There's not a store where they're going to and saying, hey, can I have the whole store? Oh, yes. What is your finest whore? Oh, she's on aisle 3. That ain't how it works. They're picking from the same pool of women that you're talking about. The ones that are looking for good men, they're also lowering their standards and cheating on people there, or they're having casual sex. It's all the same group of people. So we all suck at this thing called relationship. We all suck at this thing called pick a nigga meter. We all are doing the damage, and it's equal on both sides. Now, should men have a better sense of responsibility towards it? Absolutely, we should do better. But to say that it's all men, it's not.
Nobody on this here podcast has argued all of anything.
Y'all are eviscerating men.
That?
Y'all, man, come on, man. Y'all, everybody see what y'all doing. Everybody see what you're doing, Jay Joyner. Everybody see.
What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing?
Until you do right, Jay Joyner.
What am I doing? What am I doing?
Let me get my fingers right.
What am I doing?
Until you do right. Y'all basically saying that men are the problem. Alone. We're not. Black men are not the single part of the problem. They are a part of the problem. But ladies, y'all hold the prize. Y'all hold the prize. Is it hard? Yeah. Has it become hard in society today to pick a good black man? Yeah, you're absolutely right. It has.
Why do you say that? Why do you say that?
Because we've allowed so much damage and so much toxicity into our community that men, black men, and black women think they can get away with whatever the hell they want to get away with.
No. You said it was hard to find a black man. Was what you said, right?
I did.
A black man. Don't come back with both sides again now. Why is it hard to find a black man?
I didn't come back with both sides. What I said was
you said women too.
Hush, man. I'm trying to tell you what I'm saying. Let me say what I want to say. You don't tell me what I said. I'll tell you what I said. What I said was,
I'm going to hold you accountable.
And I'm going to hold you accountable, Jay.
Okay, let's go.
What I said was, it is hard to pick a good black man because of the way it has unfolded on both sides. Not just one side, on both sides.
What's unfolded?
Hold on. These black men that you are discussing are not raping these women. They are being offered up the cookie. They are being offered up the vagina. They are being given that vagina by women who say, I can't find a good black man, but I need to get broke off tonight. I can't find a good black man, but I'll do this today. I'll take this black man and hope that it works out. They're not holding out for the perfect black man. They're not holding out for the right black man.
Well, why ain't the black man leading by example?
I'm not saying they are, Mama Noise.
I'm just trying to figure out why they're not.
What black man is not leading by example that you've seen, other than the toxic, dumbass black man that they put on TVs all the damn time and give them all the publicity?
It's louder. The worst black man. Again, I go back to what we said when you brought up that
census.
That article. That's what we're being told. That those are the black men that are out there, ladies, and there's no hope. You know what?
Let me just tell you, you can't tell me that it was just being told. I've lived the narrative.
Bullshit.
So I can't sit here and listen to you tell me it's the narrative they created. I've seen it. Trying to run down daddy when he get paid because he don't want to share his money, but he ain't got no problem sharing his sperm.
Mama Noise, you have lived both the narratives, so don't play that game today.
I'm just saying.
We both just saying. You've lived both the narratives. You are just living the negative side of the narrative. You've also, for 23 years, lived the good side of the narrative.
Listen. So and that's why she can speak on it the way that she's doing. Because
that's why we can speak on it as well.
Not speaking on behalf of men and women in these discussions. It's not personal for me. I got mine. My wife got hers. We don't have a problem. I'm talking for those that are suffering, and that's all she's doing. She ain't talking about no goddamn census.
But why are they suffering is the question. Are they suffering because of just this blanket thing that y'all keep saying that black men are just out here doing reckless-ish? Or are they suffering because we as society have allowed black men and participated in the way black men have started to behave?
So
honestly,
we are saying we are saying there are good black men out there, right?
Yes.
What is a good black man?
What an ignorant. I mean, I shouldn't say ignorant. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that, Pastor. I didn't mean that. Honestly,
he was about to snatch his ties away from your face.
Here's the reason for the question. The reason for the question is we keep saying there's not, the narrative again. There's not a lot of good black men out there. What is a good black man? Is your standard or your narrative of what you think a good black man isn't the real narrative of what a good black man is?
Okay, well let me share my idea since y'all think I'm so hard on men. Let me show you how hard it is to be a good black man. Hold on.
I'm asking what it is. What's a good black man?
McDonald's for all the kids, not just your kid. That's a good black man.
Hold on, Mr. Noise.
Mr. Noise is just a bully.
Hold on, Mr. Noise. Here is my example of a good black man. One that's honest with the woman he's with. One that comes to her correct. That wants to build something with her versus just that treats her like she's somebody and not simply because of what she has between her legs. When you look in somebody's eyes and you see the person, how do you... It's like murder, if you will. How do you look somebody in the face and shoot them? When in essence, with a gun, when in essence, what our men are doing, they're shooting our women because they're destroying their lives. It's like a cancer. It is killing our women. And we're okay with it because we don't want to really say how bad it is. All men ain't bad. Nobody
that's not what anybody's saying.
So the good black man for a good black man for a black woman, based on what you're saying, is he's truthful at the very beginning, and he wants to build with her.
He wants to do right by her.
Do right by her.
Man.
Do right by her. Build with her.
Destroy her. He wants to help her and do right by her.
What does that mean? Do right by her. What does that mean?
Be honest, have integrity, lead the family, be a good man.
Oh, man.
Okay. No.
Ask
this question. Just
ask the reason why I asked it that way, because I'm saying, based on your definition, it sounds as though you're saying, correct me if I'm wrong, that a good black man is one that courts, gets engaged, and then marries and raises a family with that black woman. Is that what you're saying?
Listen, I believe ultimately the goal of dating should be to marry, to do right by the person. I don't believe the goal of dating should be just to screw. And that's what dating really has become. It's a screwing thing. And because of that, we're leaving a lot of damaged individuals and casualties behind us because we don't care about the long term. We only care about our short, simple gratification.
Okay.
And that's the difference between dating and courting. That's literally the difference between dating and courting.
So to make this conversation balanced, let's answer Sean's question. So what is a good black woman?
You want me to answer that from a man's standpoint?
Whoever wants to answer it.
Oh, that's easy. A good black woman is a woman with integrity also, that also wants to build with a man, that allows a man to be a man and understands her role as a woman. But now, oftentimes, you're not going to come across that in the dating process. You're going to have to teach her as a man what you expect from her and show her the way that you want it to be done. You're not going to get that in the dating process.
No, Ron, hold on. I'm so glad you answered both those questions because now I can say what. So because my simple. Let me finish. No, I'm not saying you're wrong. What I'm about to say is this. So are you trying to tell me, you and Kenyatta, because y'all the ones coming so hardcore with this tonight, are you both trying to tell me that we have cultivated our society over the last 25, 30 years to follow these guidelines on both sides of the coin, men and women?
What are you talking about?
Just what I said. You heard what I said.
Break it down.
You heard what I said, nigga.
Cultivate. What you talking about?
Meaning that we have trained our little black boys and trained our little black girls to follow, to look for these things that you're talking about and to follow these guidelines that you're saying so that we won't have this erosion in our culture and in our society among black people. That's what you're saying. If we've done that, then I'll say to you right now, black men are the problem. But the problem is we have not done that. We have not taught these little black girls to follow that standard. We have not taught these black boys to follow those standards. So we have failed and normalized toxicity and the behavior and the pain that we perpetuated the last 30 years. We passed that down from generation to generation. So now black women are saying, I just want to come up. As long as I can get what I can get, as long as my 3 kids can get McDonald's when he bring the one baby McDonald's, we good. And the black man is saying, as long as I can get the ass, I'm good. We have societally, culturally normalized toxicity and destroyed our own culture, destroyed our own concepts of what marriage and relationships can be. That was our point. We've done it. We have done it as black men and black women.
Okay, I was going to say, because I know I teach every young person under the sound of my voice.
Yeah, but that's the point that we were making. The reason why all black men are bad and all black women are bad, because there are people like Jay Joyner and Ron Nolan and the Spence family that are trying to do it the right way. There are the Tars and the Tims and those that Sean Saunders that are trying to do it the right way. But that's not what gets played on the 9 o'clock news, on the 10 o'clock news, on Gossip, on Instagram. What gets perpetuated is the worst of us. That was the point we're making. And it's important to put the other narrative out there, because if we keep seeing the worst of us, then guess what we believe? The worst of us. That's our point, Jay. This gotta teach this nigga.
You made me drink the scotch. I gotta find. I started drinking scotch on that one. I gotta find a different one. Hold on, I'll be
just saying.
You said the worst of us.
We are going to become what we train ourselves to be, and that's what we've done.
But I think, well, I don't know if.
And by the way, I'm gonna say this real quick, Mama Noise. Let me just say this real quick. And I'm part of the problem because I love Boys in the Hood, and I love Minister Society. And I love some of the most toxic movies that we've celebrated. I love some of the toxic rap songs that I've heard. I am part of the problem. I'm part of the problem. It didn't become until I got older when I said, that probably ain't the best song. And that probably ain't the best song. I'm part of the problem. We all are.
You can have an AA meeting right now because we all going to jump on and say, hey, my name is Ryan, and I was part of that issue.
I'm part of the issue.
You know, I sat back and got real quiet and allowed you to say what you had to say because I felt like you thought you were saying something profound.
I did. I did say something
I
profound.
didn't want to steal that moment from you. I wanted you to be able to sit back in that chair
Here we go.
and
Here
rock
we
your
go.
head back
Here we
as
go.
if you had really slammed one home.
Here we go.
Listen, we've had enough discussions on this here podcast that we all agree that our society has eroded into dysfunction. And it is because of us as a whole that we have allowed it to happen. I've always said it was the music. I've always said it's our movies and our shows that are informing our kids. And I said primarily because our daddies aren't in the home to tell them who they are. So I agree with what you just said. What you just said it looked like, it sounded like regurgitation of what I've already said. I totally agree with
you. Listen, cuz if you want to take a victory lap over what I just said, go right ahead.
I mean, as you were saying, and Mama Noah thought to herself, I'd have heard that from somewhere before. Shit,
well, she heard from her husband. She heard from her husband long before you said on this.
Oh, this.
It's getting thick. Mama Noah, it's getting thick. It's getting thick.
And look at Tara. Tara said it too. Fat women are part of it too because we like the music as well. We are all part of the problem.
Yeah, but I thought Jay said that on the show here a long time ago.
But okay, but we can't ignore. But my point was we can't ignore that part of the narrative just to go to the worst part of it's black men. We're all part of it. We have normalized it. It's normal.
Listen, I don't disagree. Here's why at my core I'm so hard on men when it comes to this. It's because first of all, I'm a man. And I believe in holding other men accountable as men. So as a man, I want men to be more of men to our women. Okay? That's first of all. Secondly, the reason why I'm so hard on men, because I believe, and I could be wrong to swore left shoes because, society is kind of moving away from this, but I believe as a man, I am the head. And if I'm the head, then if it's going to change, it's up to me to make that change happen. I can't sit back and look at the problem and say, oh, the problem is too deep. Oh, the problem is too big. Oh, women are the problem too. I can't sit back and blame a goddamn thing. I got to do my part as a man to fix my situation in my home. That's what I have to do. And if more men had that mentality, if more men said, you know what, we're all broken, but I'm not going to make excuses any longer. I'm going to do what's right by my wife and by my kids. If we took that mentality, I'm telling you, a whole lot of the shit that we're experiencing as a culture would go away. The problem is right now, we're in blame mode. We want to blame the women. We want to blame society. We want to blame the white man. Fuck all that blaming and do what you're supposed to do, man.
So based on what you just said, do what they're supposed to do. They are doing what they're supposed to do.
I don't see it as blaming. I'm trying. Listen.
No. So, but we keep saying that they're not out there, but they're out there. They are doing what they're doing. The problem is some of them are going to a different race. So the problem is those men are out there, but because of all the shit that's going on in the community, they're building better homes. They're building, those same good men are still building, just not building with black women. We got to ask ourselves the question, why?
I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree that.
Yes, we got to ask the question, why? Is that what was on the table?
That's what he said.
Oh, here it comes.
Why are they not doing it? Was so then okay, well let's go back to where they came from. Let's start with their mamas. So they don't want somebody like their mama. And their mama had to live in a household where either there was a man that was on the other side of town and at their house, or wasn't at home at all, or made her to the point where she's raising the kids by herself. And she's bitter. She's angry, trying to raise kids, trying to do the best she can with under the circumstances. So now she's a little hardcore. So now the black man says, well, I want somebody who's more passive, that don't talk out loud. I don't want somebody to do all that. Man, that's where you come from. You don't want that? You don't want nobody to hold you accountable? But yet you want a ride or die. You ain't gonna find a ride or die in a passive woman.
But I guess
make up your mind.
I'm gonna ask the question though, Mama Noise. Do you have to be like that if that's not what he's looking for? So if you've met a good man and he's with you, and all of a sudden you start doing those things.
What things are those, Kyrie?
I'm just throwing the some of the attitude stuff that some black women like some attitude stuff out there. Some of the non-ghettoist stuff that they may not.
Non-ghetto.
I need you to step in it, bro.
I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to
step
in it.
Step in it, bro.
I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to say it. Typically for me,
your style is ghetto too. And even when you go over to Becky's side, you still be ghetto. She just be like, well, that's just him. Your ghetto-ness can't be denied.
See, here's the different Mama Noise. I don't mind a girl that's like that. That would never bother me because I know how to tame it. I would know how to change it. I'm not gonna let her talk to me any old kind of way because that's who I am. You talk crazy to me, your ass is gonna get it right back, and one of us are going to back down. But a lot of guys are not. They don't want to do that. A lot of these new cats are not into doing that. So you could have a good man that he's honest. He came to you up front and straight, but you start doing some of those things that he's not accustomed to or that he doesn't know how to handle. So then he goes and he finds somebody who's willing to adapt and change and be that piece that he's looking for. Why is that a problem? I'm trying to find the right way to say that shit, but I'm pretty sure I need to say it. I should just say it the normal uncorked wine way I normally would say the shit.
You definitely died some landmines there. how you pull that off. I'm gonna say this. I don't have an issue with what the black woman is, whatever that is. I don't have an issue because I understand how she got there. And to what Cuz said, I don't see it as blaming anything, and I don't think any of us should see it as blaming anybody. I think what we're trying to do is what you're supposed to do when you have a sickness. You got to identify where it came from. You got to identify what it is so we can put the right medicine on the problem. And we don't have that right now. We don't have anybody saying, all we have is people calling it this, and they don't really know that it's really that. It's black men got to step up in their home. Well, we know they got to step up in their home. Black women got to stop opening up their legs, like Tim is saying in the chat. Well, okay, that's probably true to some degree as well, but it can't be that simple. That's a simplistic.
No, it's not that simple. So you're going to have a right-handed friend.
Well, okay, but
what was left-handed?
Wow, that's clear.
And my wife didn't stop opening up her legs. She was a hoe.
But see, that's my point that I'm saying.
That escalated the wrong way. This way.
I don't know how to respond to that. It threw me off.
I think so.
But I think, Lord, to answer your question, it is that simple, honestly. It really is. It is really simple of change for us. And I think it's unfortunately it's going to happen after our generation. It's really the next generation going, because our generation, we're stuck in our ways. The generation before us, they're stuck in that, stuck in that way. The baby boomer generation is just gonna have to die out because that's literally about where they're at now anyway.
Damn, Ron killing folk off left and right.
But
I just need to die off.
But it really is that simple of changing those mentalities, changing those norms, and telling our boys, telling our young boys what's the next level they need to go to be a juvenile. And then from a juvenile, what you're going to be into a man, and what you need to look for, and what you need to do, and how you need to handle it, how you need to run your household. It's simple to start those conversations, but it's just as simple to start the same conversation with our young women. Is you don't need to have sex until you feel you're ready and you're old enough for it. Stop listening to that bullshit that you hear on TV, you see on the radio, this WAP and all that bullshit, because all that shit ain't nothing but a joke. The same women who are singing that shit are the same women out here who have husbands, who are living that life outside of what the song even talks about.
Oh, it's entertainment.
But it's easy to fix the problem. We just got to want to fix the problem.
You know, I think it's absolutely asinine. Every time I hear a man say women need to keep their legs closed.
I agree.
I said till they're ready. I ain't say keep it closed. I said till they're ready.
No, I'm just saying. I'm not saying you, but
He's talking about the chat. He's talking about the chat.
Oh,
Yeah.
who said that in the chat?
Say women need to keep their legs closed. That is an asinine ass statement.
I agree.
Because you ain't keeping your dick in your pants. So come on, let's stop with that. Women need to do this and that, and women would do this, then that. Listen, Mr. Noise, your home is what it is. Your home is what it is. And Mama Noise, bless your heart. I'm not trying to be funny now. Your home is what it is because of the man that you are. Ron, your home is what it is because of the man that you are.
Yeah.
I know our women are our partners. Our women are there at the helpmates, and some may make more money, and some may have more education. But my home is what it is because of the man that I am.
True.
If it's to be, guys, it's up to us as men. And we need more males to start acting like men and stop acting like little boys out there screwing everything and leaving our women broken to raise that bastard that looks just like you.
And it goes back to safe sex. You literally came all the way around to say put a condom on.
God damn. Is that what you got out of that?
Exactly what I got out of that. You came all the way back to say put a goddamn condom on and stop having kids until your ass know how to be a man.
Oh my gosh.
Because your entire statement came back to if your black ass gets this girl pregnant, you need to stay.
Listen, Tim. If women did what you want, Tim, if women kept their legs closed, it'll be a whole lot more raping going on because boys aren't going to go without sex. Let's just be honest now, guys. Seriously. If women shut down, boys will take other actions. I'm here to tell you now.
I'm not Gary.
Yeah, my statement was they don't need to have sex until they're ready, till they understand what they're about to do. That was my point.
I agree with that. But the urge to merge is a natural thing.
Yeah, and the urge to merge is you love it. That's great practice. That's some good shit you get out of that.
The problem is we're merging with people that aren't mature. They look mature, they talk a mature game, but they're not mature.
Yeah.
So again, we back to the condoms.
Oh.
I don't disagree that men need to lead at all. I think you're 1,000% correct on that. But I think the accountability of their leadership comes from women. Women got to say, I'm going to make you lead. Whether you want to lead or not, I'm going to make you lead. And here's what I'm going to do to help you lead, sir. I'm not going to give you this cookie for free. You're going to earn this cookie. You're going to do the right things first. And that's why I said it's got to be us together. It can't, because listen, my wife is worth fighting for. Your wife is worth fighting for. Ron's wife is worth fighting for. And we fought for them. So
black women are worth fighting for.
Our black women are worth fighting for. But if they give up the fight, if they give up the responsibility of making us fight and just say, well, here, you can have it and you don't have to earn it. You can have it and you don't have to work for it. You can have it and because I need it as bad as you do. We all need it, but if we just give it away with no consequence involved in it, that's a problem. Because that's how we got here.
So can't I be mature enough to understand that we all need it?
The answer is,
why do I have to pass judgment on her and treat her like she's less than because I want it just as bad as she wants it? It's a fool's game to believe that women don't have the urge.
No. I agree with that. What I'm saying is, the women have to be our accountability. Don't give it to the guy who has not earned the right to have it.
1 week. I could have got it the first night. 1 week. 34 years later, we still together because of who I am.
Let me ask you a question. Would you have
Because
continued? Hold on. I got you.
Am.
I got you. But I also want to ask you this question. Would you have continued to pursue it if you hadn't have got it in a week? Because for me, it wasn't a week. It was 4 or 5, what was it, 5 months, 6 months?
90 days.
Was it 90 days?
You asked me to marry you in November.
No, it was 6 months total, baby. I'm talking about from dating to marriage. It was 6 months.
You asked me to marry you in November.
Sweetheart, listen to what I'm saying. I got you. But we started dating in October. So from October to March, that's 6 months that I had to wait. Because like Jay said, some people it was the first night. Some people it was the first week, right? But I didn't even ask. I never even asked in that 6 months. I waited until we got married. That's
it was a Friday. It was a Friday to a Friday.
Right. But my point is, would you have still pursued it if you had to wait the 6 months or a year or 2 years?
Absolutely, because I was in. Listen, I felt something move. I don't know if that was a spirit or what, but it moved me.
But that's my point.
Did we not tell you that was gas earlier?
Can we go after the pursuit of saying, I want to have a good black woman in my life and raise a strong, good black family? Can we do that as black men and hold ourselves accountable to that process? If we can, we got a shot to change it. But if we can't, and there are others that can't, women say, well, I just got to get broke off. Okay, well, then we can never fix this problem.
Listen. It's the reason why women now are at that broke off stage, are at that I got to get the bag, I get whatever I can get, because love doesn't seem possible.
Right. That's yes.
They've gone to that well so many times and it's been dry every time. So now they have flipped the script and now they're out there doing things that they shouldn't do, but they feel like they have no other choice. We created that.
And
we created that.
And again, I'm saying as a solution to fix it, can we come together and say, black men do better, black women make us do better?
Listen, I don't believe my manhood is contingent upon a woman.
I didn't say that.
She can help me be better.
That's all I'm saying.
I believe that. But yeah. I was a man before I met my wife. And I would have been a man to any woman that I met because of who I am.
I don't.
We need that pride in ourselves.
I don't disagree with anything you're saying, and I concur and I echo and walk in those same steps. For the weaker men among us, they might need a little more help than that.
Okay, I don't disagree.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. We can't measure. I'd like to measure men by the standard of the men in these boxes, but the truth of the matter is, I can't probably do that.
Is there a standard?
Right. There should be. But it's
why the pastor looking at us like, I can't believe that nigga asked that question.
Right. It should be a standard. There should be a universal standard.
That's a standard.
Is there?
Listen, you don't.
I can tell you right now. You can ask 100 brothers right now what the definition of a man is. and I guarantee you get 17 different answers.
I believe that.
That tells you that there's not a standard of what a man is.
Like it should be. But I will tell you something else. I wanted to mention is that is that I felt like when I met Lloyd, when you're so used to being broken or feel like you always have to fight fire with fire, to meet somebody that wasn't trying to fight, wasn't trying to hell raise, but trying to get understanding and be the example of what I always felt like a man should be. I was like, this is too good to be true. I got to keep my eye on him just to make sure that this is not something that's just a smoke screen until all of a sudden it goes up in smoke.
Listen, for all you men that are confused about manhood, truthfulness and one that cares more about those in his circle than he cares about himself. He wants to make sure that he is pouring into. Now, that means the wife has to recognize his willingness to give and pour into, so she has to figure out a way to pour back into him so he doesn't be depleted. But the bottom line is a man wants to give to his family everything that he has on the inside. Problem is, most of us don't recognize what we have on the inside. We think it's all about that nut, and it ain't. A woman wants truthfulness and commitment.
And a nut.
Well, now, she does want a nut, but listen. Nuts fade.
Right.
Nuts fade, though. That thins out after a while. She needs somebody where she lay her head down at night. She knows.
Come on, sir.
And
that
again,
man got her back, and that he hasn't been anywhere else. That's extremely important.
Facts.
Women can't say that.
Which goes back to like I said, you cannot ask 100 people what their definition of a man is, and you.
Well, I just told you what it is right there.
That's again your definition, but I guarantee you we gonna ask more.
That is facts.
Will be different.
As a woman,
each man will know differently what a man was based on who they were around.
And I gotta say this real quick because this is just wrong. I mean, it's been wrong. A couple things you said tonight has been off, but that's not true at all, Tim. Women have, not only do women have standards, but most of them have high standards. But again, that feeds back into the same narrative that they say that all black men are bad. That's not true. Just as most women don't have standards is not true. Neither one of those statements are true. What is true is that the louder negative images and concepts that are out there about those two people are the ones that everybody listens to more than anything else. So it looks like, let me tell you something. The sister that welcomed the father into the home that wanted to feed his baby because his baby is special to him, even though she got 3 other kids by 3 other guys, that video didn't go viral. The one that went viral was the one where he should have brought McDonald's for everybody. That's what I'm saying. There's some sisters out there that are doing it right, man. They're trying, even through the mistakes that they've made. They're still trying to do the right thing and be great examples of black women. But we're lifting up the worst of ourselves all the time. So it looks like we are these negative stereotypes all the time.
Listen, I have a question. I'm giving it to both of you guys because you guys know I respect you. We come on here and argue all we want about issues that we're actually on the same side on, but I come from a little bit tougher stance on us. But our community, whether you live in the suburbs or Choctaw or Chickasaw, I don't give a damn where you live. The hood.
You get the button on that one, goddamn.
The bottom line is our community as a people. Are we where we are as a community because more men are doing what they're supposed to do? Or less men are doing what they're supposed to do?
Before I answer that, I have to address the Okay, now we can get to it.
So also,
Are we where we are
because of
as a community, because more men are stepping up and doing what they're supposed to do, or because less men are doing what they're supposed to do?
Well,
Our
obviously the
community.
answer is less. Obviously the answer is less. But I think it's not in a vacuum as of less. Like, it's not just that those men aren't done it. It may have started that way, but it's because we all have not done it. Black men, Black women, we have not stepped up our game, man. And it's with reality.
See, I'm struggling to say less because we couldn't have progressed as far as we had if we was doing less. Yeah, there's still some jacked up shit that were out there that were still left behind in, but as a people, we've came a hell of a long way from where we were to where we are today.
And I'm here to bear witness. I do not believe, right? You can hit me upside the head if you want to. I do not believe that was because our Black men have been doing what they're supposed to do. I believe our Black women have held it down and raised their kids to the best of their ability.
But again, they did raise those kids to the best of their ability, but we can't say every one of those women was a single parent.
No, I'm not saying that everyone was single parent.
Right. So there was a lot of co-parenting going in there. So there were men helping those boys become men. So
you guys ought to get out more often and talk to Black people. And as you talk to Black people, when you get out now, I mean, I'm not talking get out. I ain't talking about your circle. I ain't talking about
a lot of Black people in your neighborhood, Jay.
Listen, you ought to get out more often and talk to Black people. I guarantee you, if you come across 10 Black people that you don't currently know and you talk to them long enough, you're going to realize that they were probably raised without their dad. At least 5, 6, 7 of them were raised without their dad.
I'm probably say it's probably
that
a little bit
is
less than that.
common of a story for us as a people.
I lived the story.
So why are we acting like it's not?
We're not.
Because we're not acting like it's not. We're saying that number is. You asked the question. You asked the question. Have we gotten further? And my answer is yes. We've came a lot further than where we were. Is that solely only done because of the Black women held it down? No. Because I can't say there was not fathers. Whether you want to call them fathers, and we stuck on the father goddamn term. There were Black, some type of male figure that helped these people get where we needed to get to. They were those male figures out there helping. Call it what you want. There was male figures helping us get to where we need to get to. Do we need to go further? Hell yeah. But it wasn't solely because the Black woman was doing it on her own.
Are you talking about the uncles or Willie Earl?
Uncles, cousins, nephew, brother, whatever you want to call them. We fixated on the father, but it's the man. What male figure helped the community get to where it needs to get to? That was the question.
I would tell you this about those male figures, those fathers, those uncles. I mean, those uncles, those Willie Earl and them. This is not the all. I don't argue from an all standpoint, but a lot more dysfunction came out of those relationships because a lot of our girls got abused during those relationships, and that's a fact. That's a fact now. That's a fact.
But again, the question followed the answer. I gave the answer. Like, we are a little bit further than where we were. Now,
yes, we're more educated now than ever before.
We can throw all the other stuff. You know,
yes.
Women got abused by uncles. I mean, they got abused by daddies too.
Yeah, but
so let's not act like.
But I'm talking about them step-in dads. I mean, I'm telling you.
But again, let's not throw the narrative out that it wasn't daddies doing the same things, uncles doing the same things, stepdaddy, brother, cousin. It happened. That's a horrible situation that happens in our community with our Black women. And it happens in all communities. Yeah. Because there's some nasty some of bitches out there that does that type of shit.
Right.
But besides that, we've came a long way. Yeah, we still have a long way to go.
Yeah, we have. We're more educated now than ever before. We have more Blacks in the middle class than ever before. We have more Black millionaires than ever before. There are more black billionaires than ever before.
So it's hard for me to just to say that we've not
And
moved.
we have more brokenness than ever before. And that's
I
a
don't know.
fact.
I don't know
No,
about
we have
that
the
last
same
part.
brokenness.
That's a fact. Come on, man. What do you mean about the last part?
Can I ask a question? What new
You
brokenness?
ain't playing on Negro.
What new brokenness have came out? It's the
Right.
same.
I think the brokenness is pretty much the same as it always
It's the same
been.
brokenness. What's new about
The same as always been.
what's
No.
new?
You
What's
trying
new
to say this generation is the same?
No, that's a different statement. You said there's more brokenness than ever before. I don't believe that. I think there's if you want to say there's more brokenness before by the numbers because there are more people, okay, I can go with that. But brokenness across the black culture is the same as it's always been. We've always had dysfunctional families for the last 30 years. We've always had single parents. That hadn't changed. There's not a new level of brokenness that we've obtained to.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. What new brokenness has came out in the past 30 years?
You do understand that we have more black success now than ever before because of our progress, but it's also a numbers game. More of us are going to college than ever before. More of us are starting businesses. All of these are advances, but the brokenness of our inner cities is still just as deep as it's ever been, and I contend is deeper. It's deeper. Because all you got to do is ride to Arkansas and go to Pine Bluff. And that which used to be a middle-class community is now trash.
And I can say the same thing about the West End 30 years ago.
I can say the same thing about Jackson, Mississippi.
But it's the same.
Brokenness is deeper.
It's the same issue. The issues are not changed.
Right. I think
What issue has changed? What problem is different now than what it was when we was kids? I know you older than us, Jay. I know you act like you 75.
You're not 40. You're not 40. I don't care what you say. You old.
But the same stuff that happened then happens now. It's more televised.
I honestly believe back then, though it was not for everyone now, misunderstand, but I believe more black fathers were involved at a point back in the day in their kids' lives. Not full time, some were, but not all. But it has diluted so far now until we don't even pretend to be families no more. Women doing it all by themselves. Too many of them, not all. Too many of them are doing it all by themselves. And Big Mama's doing it.
And see, I think it's just
Big Mama can't even hold it together no more.
I just think it's louder now. I agree with what Tara said. The brokenness is just more discussed. It's louder now than it ever has. That's why it seems like it's more, because it's louder. We were in the shadows with the brokenness back in the day. Now we're out in the open. Now we're called. Matter of fact, we didn't even call it brokenness. We made a song about it. Papa's a rolling stone. Where every lace has its own. We were all right with it. Now we're calling it what it is. So it's louder than it ever has been, which is good. That's a good thing, because we need to call it what it is. We don't need to keep acting like this is okay, or that it's normal, or that it's standard for our community. It's not standard. It is
but
not.
Why when I call it what it is, you have a problem with it?
I don't have a problem with it, but you're the only problem I have with what you're doing is that I think what you're doing is incomplete. I think it's to say that it's just the black fathers is an incomplete statement. I think we on both sides of the ledger have failed ourselves as a community.
Have I not ever agreed with you on that?
I never said you didn't. Stop defending yourself, nigga. You're fine.
Okay, so then why would you say that I feel that it's all black men's problem? I've never said that. I say we have to step up as black men in order to solve our community, fix our communities. If it's ever going to be fixed, it's going to start with the black man.
We all agree with you, Jay. Do you want everybody please acknowledge that Jay said that, and please give him his flowers, please. so he can stop taking these victory laps on our show today.
Why you gonna let people take their victory lap? Let him take his victory lap.
But Mama Noise,
Jay, take your victory lap.
Is there any other argument that I've ever had?
Hold on.
Other than that?
Well, hold on, Jay. We're gonna do this right now. Go ahead. Mama Noise said you deserve a victory lap. So
I mean, go ahead. He can go ahead and take his victory
I will
lap.
make sure you get your victory lap. But while you're taking that victory lap, I need you to recognize if black women don't hold us accountable, it'll never get fixed.
My problem with it is, and we, like I said, we all on the same sheet.
We're on the same page. Yeah.
My problem with it is too many of us black men, seriously, are in the mode of blaming black women.
I agree, and it's wrong.
Some of us niggas are so fucked up. I'm sorry, Mama Noise, but I'm saying it that way because I mean it. Some of us are so fucked up that we're actually blaming the women that stay in the home to raise their kids. They're saying it's the women's fault for turning out these bad kids. Your black ass ain't in the home, and you gonna blame black women for raising the kids?
Yeah. And by the way, those dudes to me are trash dudes. Those aren't the guys that can help us lead this charge.
There's a lot of them out there right now.
They need to grow up. Those guys need to grow up. I agree with you. And it's more than what it should be. I agree with that as well. But I do also say this. If that sister say, hey, until you step up, or I'm sorry, let me get my fingers right. Till you do right by me, you will never have this coochie again.
Hey,
a lot of this will change.
Only thing they gotta do it, dude.
There's got to be a standard. We just said that, Ron. We just said.
But then that's the thing. It's you have to have a standard. Black men, and I'm gonna stay off the black women for a little bit. Black men have to have us what their standard is going to be. What is your new black man standard? What is your new black man law? What are you going to live by? And that doesn't exist. And all these ones we consider the weak ones.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good black men out there. There's a shitload of good black men out there.
Sure it is.
But they're getting sick and tired of being sick and tired too.
Well, that's too bad. You beat your chest about being a man, damn it, be a man.
And they are. And they're whooping all these motherfuckers people's asses as much as they can every chance they get.
Tim wanted to know, cuz, why are the men in the home? I guess is what he was saying, right? Why aren't they in the home? Listen, Tim, I say this with no joking, all joking aside. Can't no woman put me out my home. If you stop living up in a woman's home that she's paying for, then maybe your ass can stay up in there.
But we can pull that out. We can surely pull her out of our home.
You stop living off of a woman, she can't put you out.
Facts.
My wife been mad at me, so mad at me, I thought she was gonna kill me, but she ain't never put me out my goddamn home. Because this is my home. Shit hell.
She ain't got to put you out.
You don't own nothing.
I was going to say, I know a whole lot of from the past. I know a whole lot of men that they didn't own anything. They don't even have their own apartments. Got some chick to co-sign to get a car, co-sign to get a house, co-sign to get, and it's like, dude, get your own stuff.
Can I answer Tim's question too? I like to answer that question. He said, what was the question again? Why aren't they in the home? Why aren't those black men in the home? My answer to that is because they're cowards.
Okay, I don't disagree with that.
Because it takes a real man with courage and conviction and integrity to fight for his woman. A coward runs away.
at the first sign of trouble. I know some men have a problem with that. And you say, no, man, sometimes circumstances. Let me tell you something, man. In this life, in marriage, you're gonna have some challenges.
Outside of marriage.
Challenges.
Yeah, and you know, I agree with you 99%.
But
there is that 1%.
I'll start you out on the 1%, but most men are leaving because of cowardice.
I give you the guy who leaves at the first sign of trouble. But if you're there and you put all the work in that you can put,
I don't understand how.
I'm not saying, and I agree with that, Ron, because you know you and I feel the same way about Will Smith. Is cuz that don't feel that way. I'm saying, you know, you put 20, 30 years of fight in there, okay, and you can't fight alone. I agree with that. But I'm talking about these coward ass brothers who just walk away because they don't want to fight at all.
Okay. I'm with that. For the ones who don't want to fight at all,
they don't want to fight at all. They want to set the standard of I just want peace, and I just want. Well, you know how I get peace in my home because I bring it.
And listen.
I bring peace, so it's easy for my wife to bring peace back.
Preach it.
But like we
I'm
said,
not here for cowardice. I don't want to. I can't entertain cowards. I need real. I'm trying to see real men step up and be men. Men fight.
And
men
we're
dragons. We're
on the same accord, but it takes for that team to work. It takes that quarterback and that wide receiver.
We both got to work this thing through, right? But listen,
quarterback and center.
What men are doing is we getting in the foxhole with our wives, and when the bullets start flying over our heads, we want to take off and retreat.
Now those guys
are ready to shoot the gun. No, man, we shooting this thing together. We're gonna fight our way out this hole together.
Then those guys I can't get with. If you run at the first sign of trouble,
they running, bro. A lot of these niggas are running. They running. They cowards.
Listen, Kyrie.
I know that's strong language, but I'm just saying, y'all.
Co-pastor.
I'm sorry.
I like what you said about the quarterback and the wide receiver.
It's actually quarterback and center. It should be quarterback and center because those are the two most important people on the goddamn football field.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go back to quarterback and wide receiver because I already thought about what I was gonna say.
You can't change your analogy now, right?
I'm not gonna change because you changed your shit.
Right.
Listen, there are trash quarterbacks that wide receivers make look good. There are trash receivers that quarterbacks
make them look good.
Right in the pocket, right. Make them look good. Mm-hmm. So there are times when you are going to have to bring your spouse along. Period.
Yeah, we don't disagree with that at all.
Okay.
You can't be a coward. That's what you're saying. You can't be a coward. Let me tell you something. Lamar Jackson has not had a great wide receiver the entire 5 years he's been in NFL. You know what he's done? He's won an MVP. He's taken that team to the playoffs and won because you work with what you got. You build each other up. You lift each other up. You fight for one another. And no, 80% women aren't fighting. That's true. That's not true. That's not true. But I can't ask no woman to fight for somebody that ain't gonna fight for you. That's not fair.
It goes back to
the fight. Stop being a coward.
And that goes back to what we said. As long as everybody's in the fight and everybody's willing to fight, it's going to work. There's never been a marriage where both people who fought together didn't last. Can't find one. Usually the marriages that don't last, a relationship that don't last,
somebody gave up fighting.
Somebody gave up the fight.
Right. Somebody gave up the fight.
Or somebody stuck their dick where it didn't belong.
Well, that's giving up the fight. That's giving up the fight. That's giving up the fight, regardless of what you want to call it.
Because the problem with Tim's argument that 80% of women don't fight. Why would a woman fight when she know you sleeping around on her out in the streets?
But again, at that point, they gave up on the fight.
There's nothing more important in a marriage, and the four of us that are sitting here right now can attest to this. There's nothing more important in a marriage than peace.
Amen.
Is my mind at ease about this here relationship?
Mm-hmm.
Are you causing me to wonder?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta sit in my house and wonder about what the fuck you doing, that there is no peace and I have no fight.
Yes, sir.
But it goes back to what we said. It's giving up.
But I will say that when I think about how there's so many men out there that don't have certain things and how they still getting their mother to co-sign different things and all that type of stuff, that means there has to be a lack of man that's teaching them. Hey man, let me help you. You need to learn to get out here and work and make money so that you can take care. You know, when you get to a point in the relationship that's ready for marriage, you can take care of. You can be a provider and a head of your household. But I don't believe that's being taught, because as long as you can find Amanda to go co-sign you to get a car or to get your apartment or to get some furniture or whatever it is, then why should you try?
You're right. They haven't been taught. My 17-year-old nephew just moved here from New York City. Moved into our home last week, 2 weeks ago, whatever. No, last week. Yeah. And he got a job today at the local Kroger's, because you gonna work, Negro. He's only 17. You gonna work. I'm gonna teach you a work ethic so that you can have your own. Too many of our men, honestly, it's like a bad pandemic. Too many of our men are living off of women. They believe in their mind that because I provide dick, she's supposed to take care of me.
Facts.
Y'all, that's a mentality that's way too pervasive in our community right now.
Can I address one more thing that I know I shouldn't be in the chat, but I was, so damn it. Mm-hmm. You know what? We looked at our chat rules. Get the chat.
Why is it complicated?
I see the vision. Here's what I want to say about this. When Tim says, he talks about, that there's infidelity, like you said, cuz infidelity, he said work through it. You can work through it. You absolutely can work through it. I agree with that 100%. Here's how you work through it. Your ass needs to stay home. Your ass needs to repent. Your ass needs to realize that woman took a bullet for you. And it's your job to remove it.
Big blow.
And it works both ways.
What do you mean?
She cheats too.
Oh, yeah. It worked right. Whoever cheated, somebody took a bullet and you got to help them remove it. Now, that's if they want you to remove it.
Right.
Because
you don't want you to remove it, ain't a thing you can do about that.
Exactly.
Listen, when somebody gets shot and they trusted you to protect them, it's gonna be hard for them to trust you again.
I was gonna say, since we done took the rules off the chat, that I know many men that got custody of the kids. The mother was like, the marriage didn't work, you take care of these kids.
Yeah, and again, there's nothing wrong with that.
But think about what we're talking about, y'all. We're talking about the toxicity of our neighborhood like it's normal. That's the scary part about what we're saying. All of what we're saying is normal behavior. So when you go back to the macro look at this is hard to fix, man, in the sense of if everybody's not going to play by the same rules. Listen, the solution is simple, Ron. You're right. The solution is simple because you're right. But if we're not all going to play by the same rules, the results are difficult to get to.
And like I said, how do you break the norm?
Preach, boy.
Because as much as we call it, it's not even. I don't even call it a norm.
I'm going to slide in this Sunday.
It's literally life, dude. You can't even call it normal anymore. It's life.
It's life.
These guys and girls know.
Ron, you preaching. We have moved from normal to light. It's the light. It is the expectation. So when toxicity now is the expectation, my God, how do you change that?
I mean, think about it.
Black people today, to Cuz's point and to your point, Ron, and to Mama Noiz's point, we are born. We have made the scripture, born into sin, shaping in iniquity, a reality.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're saying the sin is our birthright. That is not what that scripture meant. That is our birthright. That is the way we're supposed to live. That's not what that meant. it meant that we are, yeah, there's some challenges when we come into the world, but our standard helps us overcome it. And that's not what we're doing. We don't have a standard anymore.
Nope.
And
it's a good conversation.
And to Tim's point, Tim, I believe as a man and the father that I have been, I believe that a child should go to her mother if that mother is able to take care of her child. Mothers are birth givers and nurturers. They should have custody of their kids, all things being equal. But at a certain point, the court actually leaves it up to the kids as to who they go with. And I've often told my wife, I said, don't you ever leave me because that girl gonna pick daddy over you.
Uh-oh.
That's just my comfort.
Yeah, I ain't giving no option.
Be a man. Be a man in those kids. Be a father. Be a dad. Be a man in those.
I said, ain't no choice. She leaves. She taking them goddamn kids with her. Hey, all right.
What? Your kids are old enough. They gonna choose.
Damn.
Oh, they gonna choose. They gonna look across that courtroom. They gonna see her face. Choke the shit out of your ass. You pick me.
Wow.
You don't want to live me because boy, I'm gonna be wrong. I'm just telling you now. If I ever get divorced, it's sin. I just gonna tell y'all now. It's gonna get that out the way. Don't ever let me get divorced. Cause you're gonna be talking about me all the time. That goddamn Ron, he's the problem.
Hashtag these are his confessions.
You know what, Ron? All that you said is a lie. Because you are the man that you are because of who you are, not because you've been held captive.
Yeah. Ain't nobody held you captive.
Y'all don't see them guns that she got laying around this goddamn house.
Guns? What the what?
They're different at the Nolan household. They're different. They're different.
It's like living on Gilligan's. It's like living on Gilligan's Island around this goddamn place. There's a house full of water. There's water every goddamn way. You can't go nowhere, man.
Listen, one of the best conversations I think we've had on this show, 2 parts that we've ever done on this show. I'm so blessed to be a part of it. We got Black Friday tomorrow. I just want to make sure people are aware of that. We're gonna have some fun tomorrow and just, I don't know, probably be silly. I don't know. A lot of fun stuff. We say that, and then next thing you know, we're in another deep conversation. So we can't help it. We like talking about good stuff, having conversations. So, but just tune in tomorrow, man. And then, of course, we got our weekend shows as well. We'll be back in the flow. I think we're doing another mashup, a family mashup, just to highlight the fact that we're here. So we hadn't worked out all the details, but we.
Oh gosh, what's it gonna be called? On the road again?
Yeah, on the road again. Maybe that's a good title, Mama Noah. Yeah. So we'll have that, and of course, Uncorked Wine. But we'll give you all the details of that tomorrow. But I hope y'all have really enjoyed yourselves. Go ahead.
You guys,
I just need to get that information out.
Did you cook dinner tonight, Mr. Noise? Y'all gonna have some pig feet?
No, I got it, Mama Noise. Don't worry about it. We listen. One of the things I've done is I've tried to build in drops for this show to address certain particular situations that may arise.
Hell no, can't do that.
Come on now, you know you gotta get some pig feet and cornbread. It's a meal.
Hell no, can't do that.
Cornbread for sure. I love cornbread.
You're in Arkansas.
I want a pig.
What the?
The Razorback.
I want a pig feet in Texas. I want a pig feet in Mississippi. I want a pig feet in Colorado.
He said, "I do not want it on a plane. I do not want it on a train.
I don't want a pig
bus."
You get them chitlins while you're down there?
What?
No, can't do that.
Let me hear you say anything about eating jambalaya.
Some girls might get some chitlins. Some chitlins might emerge.
Yeah, give me some hot sauce.
Chitlins. They may emerge. That's possible. I just don't want none.
For real, if we go over to Aunt Bun's house,
she might have some chitlins. Let me tell y'all something about my aunt. Now, I don't think she does as much as she used to when I was growing up. But that woman used to cook so much food. It was unbelievable.
I've never seen anything
I will
like
never forget a few years back before she got a little older. I brought some friends down because I had to speak at a church one time. And so we decided to spend the whole weekend here. And we came in on a Friday night. You hear me? 10 o'clock at night. We walked in. Some of the people were going to stay at my grandmother's house, and some people were going to stay at my aunt's house. We wanted them to have a more home feel. We didn't want everybody buying hotels. We said, my grandmother got a nice big house. My aunt got a nice big house. We got room. So we took them to my aunt's. We all went to my aunt's house first. We walked in, and her entire kitchen counter was covered in soul food. And I'm talking about everything you just mentioned. Pig feet and chitlins and greens and
the pool table in the other room.
And in the pool table, she covered her pool. And I said, Aunt Bunny, it's 10 o'clock at night. She said, well, y'all been on the road, baby. I thought y'all might be hungry. And then the people that stayed there with her, they were awakened the next morning at 7 a.m. to an equivalent breakfast. And I said, my God, this is what you do.
That's an old school, man.
That's Southern hospitality.
Hey, my friends are like, we gotta get out of here because we're gonna be 200 pounds, 300 pounds before we leave this place. So it's possible. It's very possible that my lovely wife might get her chitlins at some point before we leave.
I'm just looking for the hot sauce.
Because I'm sure there's some big meal being thought about this weekend.
Oh, some fried green tomatoes. Oh, I would love some of that too.
I like a good fried green tomato. I ain't gonna lie.
Closest thing to avocado you're gonna get.
Yeah, what the avocado?
Kyrie.
That's the closest you're gonna get in Arkansas.
I don't want avocado.
But I love okra. Listen.
Hey,
black eyed peas.
Go on, Mama. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying I love black eyed peas and okra and listen.
But listen, when y'all come back, I'm gonna cash app y'all some money, but y'all bring me some good grits when y'all come back. Cause up here where I live, they don't have grits like they should.
What kind of grits are you trying to get?
In the
I want some grits in the bag. I want the big bag of grits.
You want the Quaker bag?
No,
yeah,
not Quaker.
Not Quaker. Not Quaker.
Either one. I want some grits. I know how to cook them. I can cook them.
He's talking about the Quaker bag.
My problem is they got these instant
a little 5-minute one that comes in that little canister.
That ain't grits.
That ain't grits.
I don't know what that is. I know what you're talking about, but I don't. That ain't grits.
You want the one in the bag that say Stone Ground, come in the bag.
Yeah.
Okay.
And tell Tyra ain't no telling what I said. You gotta ask me what part of the show did I say it, because I probably said this about anything.
Oh my gosh. If they got avocados, Tyra, I don't know where they at. You told me not to go to the Walmart, and
I do have a complaint that I'd like to get off my chest real quick.
Oh,
I was trying to patronize black while I was here.
Oh,
and I went around the corner to a. Hold on. Before I tell my story, she said the part where you get divorced, you're gonna give up the kids. That's what she was talking about. Okay. I went around the corner to go find something real quick, and it was at a grocery store. I needed some seasoning and stuff like that. And I said, well, maybe they got a black-owned grocery store over here by the college. We live over. My grandmother lives over here by the college. So I said, well, maybe they got a grocery store or something. And I walked in to Miss. I'm gonna call her Miss Deborah. I walked in Miss Deborah's grocery store. Let me explain Miss Deborah's grocery store to y'all. Miss Deborah went to Sam's and bought stuff from Sam's, put it in this little house, and called it a grocery store. But that ain't really what she's doing. What she's really doing is she got a kitchen behind the counter where you check out at, and they cooking food. Yeah. So she's using the grocery store as a thing. But it ain't really no grocery store. It's really just a restaurant. So she's serving up tuna fish and pigs, whatever you want. Mr. Thomas and Miss Deborah over there cooking this food. So I said, well, I still got to get what I came here for. So I needed some spaghetti sauce or whatever, and some seasoning, and some tomatoes. I wanted some tomatoes, and they didn't have fresh ones. I said, well, maybe I can make some cans. What canned tomatoes work? Miss Deborah took one of them little small diced tomato cans that are normally about 50 to 75 cents,
and was gonna charge me $2.50 with it. I said, Miss Deborah, you wrong as hell. You know you're wrong. You know God can't bless me.
200% markup.
I said, God cannot bless what you're doing right now. I don't care how good your food is. I don't care. Miss Deborah, stop. First of all, I'm pretty sure it's illegal to go to Sam's and buy canned food, and then resell it. I'm pretty sure that's illegal.
No.
They won't leave the screen now because you don't want to be a part of the crime.
No,
I don't think it's illegal.
Not illegal.
It's not illegal because remember, it's all those mom and pop stores come to Sam's Club and buy all that
okay, maybe that's
wholesale and then sell it in their store.
Well, let me say this. Maybe it's not technically illegal, but it's damn sure morally illegal.
Well, no, the part was that you tried to get out of there and try to say you didn't find what you wanted.
I didn't find it. No, I didn't try to say I couldn't find it. I didn't find it. I didn't find it, but she sure got her happy ass up and said, "Baby, I can help you find it." I bet.
What you looking for, sugar?
You right, Tar. But I bet you them burgers are fire though. I bet you them burgers are fire. The food probably is good.
You guarantee everything you got out there is gonna be.
The stuff she cooking is probably delicious.
Wait a minute, ain't y'all the ones that said the lady can't make macaroni and cheese unless she got
Well, she had it though. She had the flap. She was full on flappy arm. So I know she cooked.
She got the arm. She can make cornbread and she can make some macaroni and cheese.
And she had that slow waddle to the aisle.
Stop it.
So anytime you had that slow waddle in the arms, you probably can cook.
And at some point, there's somebody looking at us like now they racist as hell for that, but it's damn true.
Where's the lie though? Y'all know.
If she ain't got that slow walk and that and she ain't got that, can't make no food.
Come on, baby, let me show you where it is. I said, you know what?
Gosh. I think Lloyd thought he was off the hook. He was like, "Let me get out of here." And she like, "What you looking for, baby?"
Everything in that store was upcharged 250%.
And she ended every conversation with you with the word "baby," didn't she?
Baby, yeah. Come on, baby, let me show you where it is. You need anything else, baby?
Like, no, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
And the sad part is, most kids these days don't even understand. You gotta say yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am. But you see Big Mama like that because she says "baby" at the end. You automatically
do y'all still when y'all talk to the elders? Y'all still go yes, sir, no, sir?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. I'm not talking to elders, do.
I don't even play that. It wasn't even an option in my house.
I still do the yes, ma'am, no, ma'am when I talk to the elders
this day.
Well, I would hope that if I give respect, I'm gonna get it.
I still do it to this day.
I mean, I try to remind our daughters. I said, listen. I keep saying, listen. I know when you go to where, Plano, and then they like, in other words, we don't do all that. We don't require all that. Listen to me. We require that. When their father calls them or whatever, I tell them, you better say yes, sir.
See, I'm bad. I don't make the kids like towards me, and I don't make the kids do it. But like we go somewhere, are they around other people? Are they talking to other adults? They'll do the, yes, sir.
Yeah, but they know the standard, right? Yeah. They know the standard.
At home, I don't. Makes me feel old when I'm at home. I ain't.
Well, he don't require it, but I do. I require them to show their father the utmost respect. It matters to me.
Yeah.
And I want them to make sure that they understand how to respect their father. And it starts with that instead of no.
Oh no,
we ain't doing that.
No, you ain't doing yelling. No, you can say yes. You your answer is either yes or no, but yeah, huh? Oh no, we don't do that.
Man, you got popped in the mouth in my house with that old stuff.
Yeah, will get you choked out.
That was disrespect.
Yeah, will get you choked
out. It's
out.
a must in my house.
What is? Yes, sir, no, sir?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am.
Even if you say yes, I'm gonna repeat the question again.
You did the first time.
Clearly, you didn't understand.
Yeah. Because I don't play that. You don't show.
The reason why.
How is the 17-year-old adjusting? By the way, how's he adjusting?
Oh man, he ain't in Brooklyn, New York no more. Shit. This ninja lives in the suburbs.
Is this his first time living away from New York?
Living?
Like being away like this.
No, he comes every summer.
Okay, so he's familiar. He's very
that's
familiar.
why he chose here, because he comes every summer.
Got you. But this is the first time he's living away from New York.
Packed his shit up and left as soon as he graduated.
Wow.
He wanted out.
New York's a tough place to live, man.
Like in
Tough place to live, man.
I think the reason why I was so adamant about it also is because in the school system, when kids have that attitude of no, and just disrespect and stuff, teachers automatically assume that this is a trouble child.
Yeah.
And I taught my daughter something along those lines, Miss Noise, Mama Noise. I said, though teachers don't demand it, enough kids are going to say no to them. If you go in there with yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, they will respect you more.
That's right.
You just got to do it. Some adults don't, may feel older by it, but most of us will respect you because we understand you have home training.
Right.
The hell is home training? That don't
Lord be trying to tell me you still that woman's the same age you are. I'll be like, it's just the way I'm built. I'm not gonna come up and be like, look here, Susan.
You don't have to do that with a peer though. You don't have to yes sir, no sir with a peer. I'll be like, Ken, you ain't gotta do that now. Come on. That's a little
I'm just trying to be respectful.
But that ain't respectful. That's because some people will take that as that's how you get talked to crazy by a coworker because they think, you scared of them or whatever.
I mean, none of my coworkers, they already know the deal.
The funny thing is, like, the older women and older guys at work, a lot of times I still find myself saying, I say something to them and they'll say something back and I'll be like, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. It's just out of they're older. I kind of do it out of
even the ones that work for you, Ron.
Yeah, man, I got some of the older black women used to work for me, man. They would take care of you, and it was a respect thing, man. You need somebody to work. She'll come with the, hey, baby, I just brought lunch in. Oh, yes, ma'am, I'll be right there. It's habit.
Right.
Oh, so they be like to Carrie, hey, sugar, how you doing?
When she got that on, he says, baby, I'm going to eat.
He said old women.
Older women, yeah.
Yeah, them are cougars.
Our mutual friend.
We don't call them cougars, Mama Noise. Those are not cougars. When they get a certain age, there's some old lionesses.
They are sugar mamas.
Damn.
They left cougar a long time ago.
Jay, our mutual friend that cooked for us at the job. I always said yes, ma'am, to her, even though we would always joke about different stuff. But she was yes, ma'am.
Is that the penis cake lady?
Didn't nobody ask you to do that? Nobody. That was not. Boy, this nigga here.
Well, was it a secret?
Yes.
On the show. On the show.
Well, they don't know who she is.
Well, they're gonna call her the penis cake lady now.
Right. She forever is the penis cake lady now.
Well, I mean,
boy, don't do a crying around mama noise, boy. You going to jail.
Damn.
We'll leave it alone. We'll just leave it there. You know what?
I just did cake says that she done made when you can make a penis cake. It's like, no, thank you.
What are you doing right now?
Oh, I'm sorry. Just saying, you might make other kinds of cakes as well.
Just don't understand what's happening right now.
What?
Can we move on?
Anatomical cakes. It might be some breast next time.
Can we move on, please?
Oh, okay.
You gonna move on down the road?
Hey, just make a nice.
Kyrie, nope.
You telling Kyrie no?
He's over there giving an illustration.
You literally said penis cake 3 times.
Penis. Oh my gosh. I'm serious.
It's not Beetlejuice, Mama Noise. It ain't gonna pop out. Just pop out.
Listen to me. When we were in 7th grade, when they started having to talk.
What did you just say? It's not Beetlejuice. It's not gonna pop out.
They ain't just gonna pop out.
Oh my God, it shows. How did we get here? Where's Deborah Cox?
In middle school, when they would start talking about trying to have the talk or whatever with seventh graders and stuff, they would tell them, first of all, we'd like you to get comfortable in having speaking the words about your anatomy. So all the ladies in the room, just say penis 3 times.
It wouldn't work at our school.
They would be upstairs with the boys telling them, just say
it. How to work well at our school.
3 times. And you can hear them through the wall. They would be all, vagina, vagina.
I can tell you right now, that would not have worked at our school. Because as soon as you say vagina's not coming out their mouth.
No,
that was the assignment, Kyrie.
We would have took that so far. Ma'am, are there any other names that the vagina is known by?
See that? See?
Like, for example.
Nope.
What you call a cat?
Nope.
Yeah, everybody feel that.
Can we say?
Well, they didn't want to talk about it. They was trying to act out.
That would have been derailed for sure.
Yeah.
Now in Mississippi, they don't call it that. They call it the special place.
Nope.
The special place. Wow.
Oh, the special place.
Okay, Princess Noise said, "Please stop."
We stop. We gonna stop.
And then she said, "Oh boy."
I'm really excited about your nephew. I can't wait to meet him.
Wow.
Jay.
I like meeting young people who are ambitious and courageous. I like that. It takes courage, man, to move from across country. That takes great courage, man.
What's your nephew name?
Did anybody ask you to do? What is wrong with you today?
What? I just asked what his name was. What's the problem?
You might not want to tell the name on the air.
Is that another covert thing I can't say?
He is from Brooklyn, Mama Noise, you know.
Oh, he's from
If he wanted to say his name, he would have said it already.
He from the BX? Okay, well.
Charles said the baby's been through it today. Yeah, it's been a rough show for today. I ain't gonna lie. It's been a rough show.
That's okay.
She did
we got a lot of
early.
detoxing to do. We got a lot of detoxing to do.
I was going to say there'll be a lot of questions after the show, as always.
Yeah. Right. The location changed, but the questions still remain.
Facts.
What are you eating tonight? You asked us what we eating tonight, cuz. What you fixing? Ron, what you fixing?
I ain't cooked nothing.
I think we eating leftovers.
Vonda cooked today. She did some chicken lasagna roll up with some cream sauce. Yeah.
That sounds good.
I didn't cook. I'm not gonna cook. I think my daughter was supposed to do shepherd's pie, but I don't think she did it. I haven't smelt anything. So.
I have never had a desire to eat shepherd's pie.
I've had shepherd's pie once, and it was cooked by a Wahite, and I didn't like
Oh,
it.
no, it might have been something else up in there.
So it may not have been. That's not to say. Let me stop, because you know what? I would eat Bobby Flay's cooking in a minute. Bobby Flay look like he know what he's doing. Now Paula Dean, she wasn't as good as advertised.
That's because she was getting her skills from somebody, a black woman.
We went to Paula Dean's, Ron, and we was like,
I've been.
What is this?
Did you like it? Did you like it? Which one did you go to?
We went to one in Florida, and then the one in Florida.
Okay, see, ours was in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever go to it? Did you ever go to it, cuz?
I went to the original one in Savannah.
Did you like it?
It was okay. I mean,
it's way overrated.
It didn't have no season.
It was okay. It wasn't as good as she like. It looked like she be like, you know.
It was more cafeteria style.
Right.
Yeah.
I said no seasoning.
Right. Yeah.
You like
I wasn't going there expecting I was gonna get a gourmet meal. So
it's hard. I think she said she liked the one in Savannah. So okay.
They said that's the best one of all of them.
One in Texas wasn't that good.
Yeah,
it was not
Savannah
good.
The best one.
It went out of business.
Yeah, it went out. It didn't last. All right. Well, I thoroughly enjoyed myself here tonight, y'all. This has been a great conversation. And, trying to wait for Cuz to come back. I don't know what he's doing, but
probably chasing out that dog.
I was gonna say, as soon as he come back, we're gonna end the show and go to the post show. We ain't had a good post show all week because I've been busy.
I'm back.
Start drinking.
Okay, So now you gonna start drinking?
He already been drinking.
Okay, all right. I may join you. You've been listening to Talkin Noise. You've been listening to Talkin Noise tonight, y'all. We've had a wonderful time. I hope you had too. We'll be back tomorrow. Do it all over again. Same bad time, same bad channel. Until then,
peace.
We're talking.